Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Batto Bay Sporting Complex for the preliminary final, Black Diamond AFL style. We've got a fantastic clash coming our way between Newcastle City and Killarney Vale. I'm Gary Birkinshaw. Unfortunately, my sidekick, Ivan Spurts, cannot be with us today. He's down relaxing down in Sydney at some conference, he tells me, some expo, but I'm not exactly sure that is right. So you'll have to put up with me for the duration of the day, but what a great game we're going to have here. Newcastle City finished the season in second position on the ladder. Killarney Vale currently finished third on the ladder. Have met 3 times this year already. In round 2, it was Newcastle City 15-17-107 who defeated Killarney Vale 10-8-68. In round 7, Newcastle City 16-8-104 defeated Killarney Vale 13-9-87. And in round 14, the most recent clash between the two was Killarney Vale 13-13-91 that defeated Newcastle City 11-11-77. Last week, Newcastle City went down the second semi-final to Terrigal Avoca, who progressed straight through into the grand final, while Killarney Vale had a come-from-behind win over Cardiff, kicking the last 9 of the last 11 goals. So, contrasting form, but form goes out the window in these games. It's certainly finals experience is going to favour Newcastle City. But get a reasonable crowd in attendance. The game was moved from Newcastle number 1 sports ground due to the inclement weather. But at the moment, the rain is holding off. I'm not sure how long that'll stay that way for. But in any case, the ground is in perfect condition. Just like to thank our sponsors for today. Our major sponsor, Wilson Security, Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, and Sports Coast Trophies. I'll just quickly run through the sides for you today. Starting with Newcastle City, number 1 is Josh Wheeler, 2 Matt Bailey, 3 Courtney Knight, 4 Anthony Stewart, 5 Luke Rawnsley, 6 Matt Enright, 7 Andrew Wilmot, 8 Josh Avis, 9 Joe Reedy, 10 Sam Payne, 13 Mitch Knight, 14 Michael Healy, 15 Ian Baker, 20 Abe Gibson, 24 Riley Lang, 27 is Mark Lonnan, 30 is Jacob Dawes, 32 Connor Haswell, 67 Michael Towan, 68 Pat McMahon, 69 Pat Gillingham, and 71 is Cameron Coots. A very, very strong lineup. They're coached, of course, by Courtney Knight. And for the Killarney Vale Bombers, number 3, Brad Deitch. Number 4, Daniel Lloyd. Number 5, Michael Besley. Number 6, Jordan Evans. Number 7, and captain, Brendan Lewis. Number 9, Dane Amity. Number 10, a late inclusion and a big inclusion for the Bombers is Mark McVeigh. Number 11, Rick White. Number 15, Josh Mifsud. 17, Michael Clark. 18, Peter Collins. 19, Pat Shell. 21, Max Mumford. 22, Jackson Island. 23, Sean Sinclair. 24, Scott Manuel. 26, Ryan Coughlin. 28, Bryce Singleton. 30, Alex Wells. 34, Reece Banbrook. 47, Corbin Bond. And 60 is Brad Edwards. Also, I'm not sure that Killarney Vale can put a stronger side out in the paddock than what they've got named here today. A big congratulations to the umpires who are going to be doing the job today. Field umpires, 3 of the best young umpires in the competition. Lachlan Head, Josh Duffy Sykes, and Joe O'Brien. Congratulations on them. Fantastic to have so many good young umpires coming through. A credit to the coach, Chris Burrows. The boundary umpires, Nick Hickson, Cameron James, and Jacob Johnson. And the goal umpires, Richard Cornish and Paul Best. The earlier games today in the second division, it was Terrigal Avoca 9-12-66, defeated Warners Bay 6-8-44. So Terrigal Avoca will now play Newcastle City in the grand final next week. In first division, it was Newcastle City 13-16-94, who defeated Terrigal Avoca 4-6-30. So Newcastle City now have progressed through to the grand final, where they'll take on the minor premiers, Wyong Lakes. But we're all set now. What a fantastic game football we're going to have here today. The winner progresses through to take on Terrigal Avoca in the grand final. For the loser, that's it for the year. They can put the boots up and they'll be spectators next week. As I said, wind will be favouring the left of the screen. Key players, no doubt. Obviously, Mark McVeigh coming in for Essendon, certainly been an acquisition, certainly be an asset. Courtney Knight, the coach from Newcastle City, has kicked 19 goals against the 3 clashes against Killarney Vale, including bags of 8 and 7. So they'll need to combat him today if the Killarney Vale are going to win this contest. And part of that may not be stopping Courtney Knight. It may be stopping his supply through the midfield. And that's where Newcastle City, they'll be looking to their twin towers in Jacob Dawes and Cameron Keast to get over the top in the ruck and give their talented midfield first use of football. We're not far away now as both sides are taking position. Looks like it's going to be Newcastle City in their all navy blue outfit. They're going to be kicking to the left of screen. Killarney Vale in the black, red with white shorts are going to be kicking to the right of the screen. So it should be a good contest. Have to tip a winner, as we do. We don't sit on the fence here with Bar TV. I think probably Newcastle City, the finals experience might just get them over the line. But I'd like to thank Bar TV once again. Fantastic pictures coming your way. The best in the business. I really appreciate their support. We're almost underway here, about to get the contest. Lockiehead's going to be the first one. It's going to be Sinclair. He's going to be in the ruck against Dawes. The ball's held aloft. And we're underway. Preliminary final 2014. And up they goes. Dawes gets a first tap down to Mitchell Knight on the left boot. Goes in there and Keast takes a mark in front of Scotty Manuel. Great start out of the centre there by the Blues. And Cameron Keast on 50 is going to go back and have first shot on the goal. Great tap work there by Jacob Dawes. Mitch Knight, a good left foot snap in there. So Keast comes in. Kicks at the ball. Not going to make the distance. Going to hold up there. Clark's there for the Bombers. Up they go. Good contest from the back from Wheeler. Playing up forward today. Certainly give them that potency up there. Ball's over. Going to have a ball up in the forward pocket. Newcastle City's end of the ground. As up they go. Clark's in the ruck there. Goes up against Keast. Keast taps it down there. Taken there. Tackling straight away by White. Out of bounds. Going to have a boundary throw in. Very, very important start. Both sides need to get off to a good start, in particular Killarney vale. Up they go. Keast takes front position, gets it down. Immediately taken there was Wheeler. He was dispossessed quickly. Comes in the direction now of Mitch Knight. He gets a beautiful tackle taken there by Pat Shell, and he's going to be rewarded with a free kick. Well done to Pat Shell. Played in the 2007 Premiership side for the Bombers, the only one they've won. He plays on quickly and gets it out in the direction now of Rick White. On the centre wing he goes. A spearing pass in there, but it's going to be intercepted there straight away by Matt Bailey. It's going to be 50 metres there inside the zone. So Matt Bailey is going to go back. This 50-metre penalty is going to take him right into the 50-metre attacking area, and he's going to be able to go back and have a shot on goal. So Bailey's now moved predominantly in defence. Been a good player, consistent year. If you're looking at the wind, it'll be a bit swirly around there. Looking to put the first goal on the board. We're about 40 metres out. Comes in, strikes the ball. Looks good off the boot. Josh Wheeler likes it. Goal number 1 for the Blues, courtesy of Matt Bailey. And after 2 minutes gone, it's Newcastle City. 1 straight. Killarney vale yet to score. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Back in the centre we go. Dawes up against Sinclair. Dawes gets a tap down again, looking for Knight. He can't get it. Moving in there now is Mifsud. He gets a hurry kick out. It's going to be a free kick for a high tackle there, and it's going to go the way of Josh Mifsud. Been one of the better performers for the Bombers in the last couple of games, including last week's semi-final win. Mifsud going down there. Well done, Newcastle City got back. He's going to go in short now to Rick White. White now gets it there. He's going to go in long. Look in the direction there of Daniel Lloyd. He's up there against him is Lonnan. Goes out there now. Big Vay gets a handball. He's immediately tackled that. Back to Rawnsley now. Out it comes to Bailey. And Newcastle City are going to be able to repel. Good kick by Bailey. Out in the direction of Enright. He's out there in front of Evans. He'll take it on the centre. We immediately tackled there by Evans. High tackle. Play-on's now the call, however. Enright's away quickly on the left boot. Spearing pass in there. But only goes as far as Mifsud, who knocks it back. Enright comes up for a second chance. He swings around. Gets a handball back in the direction of Payne. Payne now back to Wilmot. Andrew Wilmot on the right boot he goes. Snaps it around the body, but Rick White is going to take the mark across halfback. Been very influential so far, Rick White. Had a quiet one in the semi-final. He'll be looking to redeem himself today. So White on the left boot goes out there very wide in the direction there of Ireland. Here's Ireland, was certainly a star last week. He goes there and plays on quickly. Allowed to do so. Get in the direction of Lloyd, but it's going to be marked by Riley Lang. A couple of ill-directed forward presses so far by Killarney vale. Lang goes into the centre there. Dangerous kick over the back it goes. Open the door now there. quickly taken out by Edwards. Goes back there now to Collins. On to Mark McVeigh. On the left boot he goes. Well done there by Pac McMahon to cut it off. He gets a handball now in the direction of Stewart. Anthony Stewart on the right boot. It's going to go over the back. Enright's got the run of it. Courtney Knight also leading out there. Corbin Bonds his opponent. Knight gets it and goes back. A good play by the coach. Back to Wilmot. Going to play on. Kicks into a dangerous area. Wheeler's a target. Up against him is Singleton playing in the rare position down back. Clark's there with also now. And Wheeler's going to see the ball over the line. So the structure's obviously changed for Killarney Vale. They got Lloyd up forward, McVeigh's up forward, Dietz is there as well. Singleton's obviously playing down back today. Obviously in the absence there of Corey Shacklin, who's out of today's clash with a hamstring injury. A big loss for the Bombers. Gets through, should be right for next week. Manuel's coming in. He's going to do the ruck work against Keith. Keith should have the control of this one. He does. Taps it down nicely in the direction of Mitch Knight. Can't take it, however. Scrimmage it forms in the forward pocket. And we're going to have another ball up. 1 goal on the board to Newcastle City. We've played for almost 5 minutes of play. Certainly Killarney are going to have trouble down there with Keith. He's going to run. He's going to do that on his ear down there. Knight tries a party trick over the shoulder. Bond gets it back now to Rick White. On the left boot he goes, but out wide. He's out in the full. Free kick's going to go the way of Andrew Wilmot. Other stars for Newcastle City. Very deep pocket there. We're looking for a pass in there. Avis made a lead for him. Looking there now, leading in there is Hazel's going to be chipped off nicely. Well read there by Brad Edwards. And the Bombers are going to be able to hold it up. Newcastle City, kicking with the scoring end at the moment. Is that kick there? Held up in the wind. Picked up there this time though. Well done out there was by Sinclair. Back it comes there now to Mitch Knight. A hurry kick in there. Looking for Haswell. Up against Edwards. Over the back it goes. Wheeler gets it. High tackle. The free kick's going to go there against Singleton and Josh Wheeler. It's also deep in the pocket, but it's going to favour his left boot. Can play both ends of the ground, Josh Wheeler. Certainly dangerous wherever he is and certainly makes the opposition know when he's around. So Wheeler right out in the boundary out there. He'll probably only be 20, 25 metres out from goal. Comes in, a bit of a hop and a skip. Another hop and a skip. Comes in, left boot strikes the ball. He just pushes across the face of the goal. Through for one behind. 1-1-7 Newcastle City. Killarney Vale yet to score. We've played 6 minutes, first quarter. Big shout out to all those people watching us today from overseas and interstate. It's great that through Bar TV we'll be able to bring you the coverage of this game. Brendan Lewis now the skipper of Killarney Vale. He goes out long in the direction there of Michael Besley. Back in this week. Good mark in front of Rawnsley. Besley plays on quickly. Goes on. He's called to play on. He's under pressure now from Rawnsley. Kicks it into hurry kick in the direction. Island now up against Lang. Lang punches from the back. Comes down to Collins at the front. He gets a scrappy old handball. It goes there. Well done by Pat Shell. Kicks it off the ground. Leading in the direction now is Clark. Stewart comes out to meet it. Clark handball over the top to Mark McVeigh. Goes one way. Goes another. Handball. The back it comes to Island. On a quick kick in there. Goes in the direction of Clark. Should be able to take the mark there, and he does. Michael Clark has just followed the ball down. Good play by the Bombers. Just as a bit of a misty rain comes across the ground, and Michael Clark is going to come back and have a shot on goal, which would be a vital goal for the Bombers against the wind. So Michael Clark, normally a defender. Matt Bailey, defender, kicked the first goal for Newcastle City. Can Michael Clark respond for the Bombers? About 30 metres out from goal. As the wind starts to pick up. Comes in, strikes the ball. It's going to go across the face. Not going to make it. And Rick White goes up. Can't take it out. Down the front there is Dietz. Play on's a call. Dietz picks it up. Goes one way. Beach two tackles. Back to Collins. He drops the ball at the vital time. He goes in after it. Newcastle kick it out, but only as far as Brad Edwards. And certainly that wind certainly picked up there. It was a kick from Clark shot. He kicked straight into the teeth of the breeze and from 30 metres out couldn't make the distance. And this will really test Brad Edwards from probably 40 metres out. He is a penetrating kick, but not sure he's got the length in him to kick it from there. He's looking for an option. Comes in now. He kicks it, coming back. It's not going to make the distance, or is it? That's a great kick. A beautiful kick from Brad Edwards. And the Bombers are on the board through the courtesy of Brad Edwards. And at the 8-minute mark, it's Newcastle City 1-1-7, leading Killarney Vale. The one goal by a single point. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Great goal by Brad Edwards there. So back in the centre, Dawes up against Sinclair. Great tap down by Dawes. Wilmot can't pick it up. White goes in to pick it up. He gets rid of Dawes in the way. Good pick up by Baker. Out it comes now to Rawnsley. Quick handball back to Baker again. He does an underground handball. Picked up by Mifsud. Tackled by Avis. And we're going to have a ball up. Good strong work there by both teams. Josh Mifford slow to get up there. A strong tackle there by Josh Avis. He looks a bit... not in a very good way. It's Josh Mifford that comes down there as Wilmot pick a tackle by Clark. Strong tackle by the defender. Keith picks it up. Gets it back now to Pat McMahon. Wants to get on the left boot. He does. Looking for Wheeler. Singleton with him. Forces him to drop the ball. Back now comes to Banbrook. He picks it up. Handballs it back in the direction now of Corbin. But he's taken high by Wheeler. Free kick's going to go to Bond. Just looking at Josh Mifsud. He's just in front of us here. So he looks all right. He'll get up. Tough player is Josh Mifsud. But back with the action there, it's going to be Corbin Bond. Bond's got the big job on night. He's had the job on night this year. They've had a good battle, although Knight has kicked plenty of goals also. Good kick by Bond in the direction out there of Collins. A good fist there by the Killarney vale. McMahon picks up handball back to Haswell. Back it comes there now to Healy. He's gang tackled and he's going to be penalised for holding the ball. Tough call against Newcastle City there. But gang tackled, and the free kick is going to go the way of Daniel Lloyd. Made a triumphant return last week after missing 2 months with a broken leg. His kick goes there, up too early there. However, was Sinclair, and the mark's going to be paid to Jacob Dawes. Member of the Team of the Year announced during the week, and congratulations goes to Terrigal Avoca midfielder James Webster for taking out back-to-back Elliot Davey medals. Good pass in there to Dawes, but chipped off there nicely by Besley. He switches it out now wide, looking in the direction of Edwards. The wing gets that, so it goes over his head, but he's got time to pick it up. Baker now, however, he puts the pressure on him. Edwards wants to go the man there. Baker gets a handballs over the top there. Besley kicks it off the ground and misses. Back it goes to Bond. Clark, experienced there, gets a kick in over the head of Collins, however. Also going back there is Town. Picked up there by Reedy. He's tackled there nicely. Good contest there. Stewart up against Banbrook. Banbrook comes off second best there. It was actually Avis, sorry. Back McMahon. Back to Mitch Knight now. A hurried, scruffy old kick off the left boot. Joe Reedy's got it right in front of the commentary box, and the ball goes out of bounds. Really good tight contest at the moment. 11 minutes in. Newcastle City leading by 1 point. Ruckman come to it. Great thrown by the boundary umpire. Dawes up against Sinclair. Dawes gets a tap down. Tap by McMahon and Rudy. Back it comes there to Mitch Knight. He loves it in tight as well. Gets it on the right boot. A scrubby kick in the direction, however, of Enright. He picks it and brushes the tackle of Manuel. Goes back to McMahon on the left boot. He handballs it really to no one, but well done by Gillingham. Back to Enright. Good tackle. High tackle there, however. Well, a bit unlucky there was Besley, but a free kick going to go to Enright. Too far, he goes to play and looks for a spearing pass. He goes in the direction of Courtney Knight up against Bond. Knight goes up early. Bond's able to put enough pressure to prevent him from marking. Back it comes to Wheeler. Handballs to Knight. Goes one way on the right boot. Stab a goal. Hands on right on the line there by Scotty Manuel from the Bombers, and behind to Newcastle City. They're second for the match. 1-2-8 City. One straight Killarney vale. As Lewis now brings it in out to the broadcast side. Up they go again. Gillingham comes from the back. Also up there is Sinclair. Enright roves the ball, but the boundary line's too close, and we're going to have a boundary throw in. Windy conditions here at Batto Bay. The rain is holding off. Ground in magnificent condition, given the rain that we've had. Keith now gets a ruck there. Mitchell Knight can't take it. Gillingham goes in there also. He overruns it. Picked up there now by Evans. Evans forces the ball out. Ireland picks up. Classy player. Keeps his feet. Back to Mifsud. Good to see him back there. Comes back there now to Daniel Lloyd. He'll go down there. White will be a target. A spearing pass in. Great work. Daniel Lloyd and Rick White takes a mark. Very prominent early. On the left boot he goes in the direction of Ireland. Also there is Baker. Back is Rawnsley, the skipper for Newcastle City. Under pressure from Ireland. And the boundary line wins this battle. And we'll have a boundary throw in again. Real even battle here at the first quarter. Neither side giving an inch, as you would expect in a game of this magnitude. Up they go. Sinclair. Over the top he goes a punch. In the direction of White. Handballs it off to Ireland. Brushes the tackle of Lonnan. But under pressure. Jackson Ireland out of bounds on the full. And the relieving free kick's going to go the way of Newcastle City and Anthony Stewart. Stewart's lining up today on Mark McVeigh. A late inclusion for the Bombers. So that'll be a great contest. Stewart, one of the most decorated players in the Black Diamond AFL. Great kick there as finds Josh Avis. Marks in front of Lloyd. Gets a kick in the direction of looking for Enright. Up against Evans. Enright will want to swing back onto his left boot. No, he does. Good work by Evans. He's still trying to get on that left boot. He's in trouble now. Should be penalised holding the ball. Good work by Jordan Evans until he went to kick and play on with a call. Good work by Wells. He doesn't. Don't argue. He gets it back to Lloyd. The ball bounces awkward there. So Reedy picks it up from City. Avis, the handball was too slick for him. McMahon picks it up, but he's immediately tackled. Lloyd gets out there. Scott Emanuel's playing a bit of volleyball at the moment, but Joe Reedy gets on the boot. High tackle. Free kick's going to go back to the Rising Star nominee, Joe Reedy. The Rising Star Award won by Nelson Bay youngster Jaden Reimer. Thoroughly deserved winner. Connor Haswell out there today, one of the rising stars for Newcastle. He was runner-up. Speaking of Haswell, that's where the kick from Reedy goes to. He can't take possession of the ball. Up against Brendan Lewis. Gets now in the direction of Gillingham. On the right boot, screws around. Knight up against Bond. A good battle there. Both keep their feet. Knight's in possession of the ball. Tackled immediately by Bond. He goes to ground. The ball spills out. Diving on that time was Wheeler. Gets it back quickly in the direction there. Might have been Woolman in there, but it's going to be a ball. He's going to be penalised for holding the ball. Once again, not sure how he was supposed to get that one out, but anyway, the free kick there was that time it was against, actually was Gillingham. So went to Singleton, kicked it out wide, touched off the boot, play on's a call. It goes over the back to Sam Payne. Payne on the right boot, kicks in the direction there, smothered by Lloyd, back in the middle of the ground. Good work by Sinclair. He's dispossessed, he gets rid of the ball. We're going to go out of bounds. Good contest here today. Crowd starting to build up. Sinclair up against Dawes. Dawes taps it over the back. Only goes down there as far as Daniel Lloyd. His kick smothered, so picked up by Sinclair. He can't tackle it, however. Taken now by Clark. He does a handball over the top of his head. He's been penalised for a throw. Free kick's going to go the way of Newcastle City. Jacob Dawes has got it. Looks cross-headed lane. He's going to go in further, though, however. Doesn't try to do a short pass. In there looking for Keith. Good strong mark in front of Manuel. Too far out to score, however. Plenty of movement coming there. Haswell's moving well. Knight's in there, waiting for the lead. And there goes the coach on a lead. A spearing pass by Keith. What a great hit. Fantastic pass. Cameron Keith has hit Courtney Knight. Chest out. And for the big man, that is great skills. And Courtney Knight's going to go back and have his first set shot on goal from about 30 metres out. On probably a tightish angle. But nothing is beyond the league's leading goal kicker. Comes in, strikes the ball, looks a bit on the narrow side, and through for behind. Some missed opportunities for Newcastle City at the moment. And after 16 minutes, Newcastle City 1-3-9, leading Killarney vale 1 straight 6. As is the case, once again, Lewis plays on, goes out wide, looking in the direction there. Manuel, up there goes Collins. There's plenty of flyers up there. Good punch by Rawnsley from the back. Picked up there by Healy. He's tackled immediately there. Rawnsley goes in hard for the ball, as he does all the time. Back comes Baker. Baker on the left, but into a dangerous area it goes. Gillingham's down there, and good mark. Pat Gillingham takes a strong mark in front of Ryan Coughlin. An awkward kick come in, but once again, good strong hands by Gillingham. And he's going to go back and try and put Newcastle City's second goal on the board. Just through sheer work rate out here, got the ball in there. Good kick by Baker, but Gillingham. Good play last week for City. Kicked a couple of goals. Comes in now. Boot strikes the ball. They like it. It's straight through the middle. Goal number 2 for Newcastle City in the first goal of the day for Patrick Gillingham. And 17 minutes in, Newcastle City 2-3-15, leading Killarney vale 1 straight goal. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter in print, online and mobile. Great conversion there by Pat Gillingham. Important that all chances are taken today. Back in the centre, Sinclair gets a knock forward. Comes into Wells. He's dispossessed without taking the ball. Picked up there now by Pat Shell. Taken off him by McMahon. Wilmot can't take it. Sinclair goes back there now. Shows the ball one way. And then gets a kick in. Leading into McVeigh. He's got the sit there. Well done, Mark McVeigh. He had a metre on Anthony Stewart. And with the ball holding up in the wind, it was always favouring him. He's going to go back there to Mark McVeigh now. He's going to have a shot on goal from about 30 metres out. Anthony Stewart certainly made him earn that kick, much to the ire of some of the Killarney vale teammates. But McVeigh is It's going to come in directly in front, 30 metres out. Comes in, off the boot, looks, just pushes across to inside, so behind there to the Bombers. 8 points in arrears at the moment, 2-3-15 to 1-1-7. Riley Lang, Newcastle City, is going to bring the ball back into play. He's going to look to go long down the ground. It's a scrubby kick, however. Should fall in the arms of Jackson Ireland. Oh, he nearly went there. He looks in short now. Lloyd's on the mark there. Can he grab it? Daniel Lloyd, good play, Jackson Ireland. A poor kick in by Riley Lang has certainly paid dividends for Killarney vale as they've been able to turn it over. And Daniel Lloyd, the sharpshooter from Killarney vale, is going to go back and have a shot on goal. Once again, awkward kick, however. Kicking into a breeze. Talented player is Daniel Lloyd. Comes in. Strikes the ball. Looks good off the boot. Looks good off the boot, all right. That is straight through the middle. And Daniel Lloyd's first goal is great response by Killarney vale. And the margin is now back to 1 point. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. Star 104.5, Central Coast, loving music, loving life. So 2 points of margin at the moment. Newcastle City still in front. Kicking to the scoring end. Up they go. Dawes gets a good knock with a fist punch. Only goes as far as Rick White. Well done by the highly rated midfielder for Killarney vale, but he kicks there by Bailey, who marks in front of Brad Edwards. Plays on there now, goes out wide in the direction of Keast. Manuel's up there in front of him, but Keast has got a metre on him, showing good pace. He's already shown good skills as the big man. He picks it up there, though, a bit of a juggling act there now, gets it the second time. Back it comes to Manuel, however, gets a handball over the top to Amity, and Dane Amity on the left boot he goes, a spearing pass, looking in there for Collins. He's got the run of it, wants the handball over. No, he doesn't. On the left boot he goes. Stewart in front of McVeigh. Stewart gets him, tackled by McVeigh. Back it comes to Clark. Stewart comes now to Lloyd. He look in the direction of Ireland, up against Baker. Rawnsley's also back there. Good work by Baker to spoil it. Stewart now got the run of it. He's confronted by McVeigh again. Good tackle by McVeigh. White goes in and tackles Baker. Good contest. Bombers up forward. Certainly going in as Clark picks it up. High tackle. That's a reward for fantastic defensive pressure by the Bombers. And the free kick's going to go to Michael Clark. Oh, that was fantastic play. They really put the Blues backline under pressure, and they're going to be rewarded with a kick to Michael Clark, who had a shot from here earlier in the quarter. The distance may trouble him again. Not the most penetrating kick is the veteran defender, but he's going to go back and try and put the Bombers in front. Comes in, strikes the ball. Across the face it goes. Who's the high flyers? Up the back they go. Comes out to Lloyd on the left boot. Good smother there. All done by McMahon and through from behind. Gee, Lloyd had a shot at a side on goals there. Rawnsley brings it back in again. Kick there. It's going to go over the back though. Good clearing kick there. Lewis has got the run of the ball. Under pressure is going to be from Payne. Handball the back to Besley. Besley brushes the tackle of Payne. Then looks inboard. It's going to be Amity up there against Bailey. Amity takes a strong mark. The Killarney vale veteran, if they win today, the veteran gets a chance to break the Killarney vale club record. Up goes McVeigh too early though, and Stewart takes a mark. 252 games, so he equals the record today. Does Dane Amity has a chance to break it next week. Neil Kelleher, I believe, holds the record. So a good kick comes out by Stewart out in the direction of Wilmot. Great mark in front of Sinclair. Andrew Wilmot, centre wing. Far side of the ground. A short pass in the direction there of Healy. Takes the mark in front of Lewis. Where's the next kick in? Movement coming in there. Wheeler makes a lead. He's going to be the target. Up against Sinclair. Good one-on-one battle. Over the back it goes. Who's got the right? Wheeler's got it on the right boot. No, he can't get his boot to the ball. Incorrect disposal. Play on quickly. They go out the Bombers. Out to Edwards in front of McMahon. McMahon takes the mark though. Play on's a call. Handball the back in the direction of Alex Wells. He goes through centre half back on the right boot. Kick to a 2-on-1 however. Wilmot gets it. Also out there is Tower. Wilmot has a bounce in front of Ireland. And then a spearing pass in there, looking in the direction of Gillingham, but he's kicked it to the Newcastle City marquee, and no one out there is going to be able to take the kick, so the boundary umpire says, I will throw the ball in. 22 and a half minutes gone. Newcastle City 2-3-15. Killarney vale 2-2-14. Boundary umpire throws in. The wing gets hold of it. Favours Dawes with a spearing punch in there. Up there, Will. Well done by Singleton not to fall into his back. Picked up there now by the Killarney vale, but the boundary line is too close. Really tight contest at the moment. Killarney vale will be happy if they can go in with just a 1 point deficit, that's for sure. As Sinclair taps it down there, a hurry kick in there by Overs, can't get away, picked up there now. Out there by Shell. He draws a tackle, but a handball quickly off the Mifsud. Out it comes there now, Towan up against Island. Island tries to kick it off the ground, but misses it. Picked up there by Evans. Does the blind turn. Kicks in the direction up the goes. Amity up against Wilmot. The boundary line's there again. And at just near the interchange area, in front of the Newcastle City bench, we're going to have another boundary throw in. Boundary umpires today, Nick Hickson, Cameron James and Jacob Johnson. Up they come. Good throwing again. Don't get many barrel here. Dawes taps it nicely to Haswell. Gets a handball off quickly to Enright. He wants to get on the left boot. Into a dangerous area. Singleton over the back. Bond leaves Knight to make the third man up and force the ball through for a behind. Newcastle City's fourth minor score of the day. 2-4-16. Killarney vale 2-2-14. Lewis is held up this time. Not much to go to. He's going to play onto himself again. Need to probably work that mark a little bit harder there, Newcastle City. Up it comes. Keese is there. Mumford was an early fly. Edwards was able to get his hands to the ball. Couldn't control it, though. Besley gets the left foot kick in the centre of the ground. If it sits, they could be away here. Sinclair's away. An open forward line. Tackled by Dawes. He looks in there. McVeigh's got it again. Good pass by Sean Sinclair. Good work out of defence there by Alex Wells. And they're going to go back, and McVeigh's going to go back and have his second shot on goal. An open forward line. And when this delivery like that comes through the centre, there's nothing the defence can do about it. So McVeigh, 30 metres out, directly in front. Push the last kick. Comes in there now. He's pushed he looks pretty good now. He's pushed it again to the left. That's two he's missed there to the left. So two behinds to McVeigh. Certainly looking dangerous, however, in an open forward line. Margin now back to a point. 25 minutes gone. First quarter. Short kick there by Bailey. Finds Wilmot. Wilmot now in the back pocket. He plays on quickly. Not his best kick, but it's going to fall all right, though. Dawes can't take it, though. But shuffled forward, however, there was by the Bombers. Taken there by Baker. He's taken by Shell. Good work by Wilmot, using his body in there. Shell goes back into the tech. Well done there by Stewart. That's sheer strength. Back it comes to Avers. He's tackled by Misfit. Able to get a handball out to Towan. Towan on the right boot. Kicks it along over the head of Healy, over the head of Lewis and out of bounds. What great work back there by Anthony Stewart. The pack was there forming. It was a 50-50 ball. And he said, I'll take this one. He just ran straight through the pack. Good work by the Newcastle City midfielder. Got the job there today on Mark McVeigh. He's had two shots on goal, yet to convert, but certainly looking dangerous. Boundary throw in there. Sinclair taps it with the left hand. He's going to do his own roving again. He does that really well. Very mobile, the ruckman. In he goes again. A kick in their direction. It's going to fall short, however. McVeigh, Lloyd's there also. 2 against 2. Good battle there. Lonnon leads out. McVeigh's got him, however. Good left-hand handball as a siren sounds to end the first quarter of the classic preliminary final. And it's Newcastle City 2-4-16. Lead Killarney vale 2-3-15. Goal kickers for Newcastle City, both singles to Matt Bailey and Pat Gillingham. Whilst for Killarney vale, their goals have been kicked by Daniel Lloyd and Brad Edwards. So at quarter time here at Batto Bay Sporting Complex, it's Newcastle City 2-4-16, leading Killarney vale 2-3-15. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second quarter.
The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. All proud major sponsors of the Black Diamond Football League. The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast.
Welcome back to Batto Bay Sporting Complex. Just want a quick shout out to the sponsors. Wilson Security, the league's major sponsor. Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, Sports Coast Trophies and Embroidery. And of course, presented to you by Bar TV, the best in the business. We're really grateful to have them on board this year and hopefully for many years to come. Very enterprising first quarter. Newcastle City with the aid of the breeze. We're well held by Killarney Vale, and we've got a 1-point ball game. And I suppose this now will be the test for Killarney Vale. They'll have the advantage of the wind to see what they can do. You can't really judge the wind until both teams have had a go at it. So it'll be interesting to see how that. They really did well in defence, but up for they made the most of their opportunities. And certainly, around the ground, I think Besley's had a pretty good start to it. Ireland also looks good, but Rick White is certainly, after a quiet semi-final, he's certainly coming today ready to play. And they'll certainly be looking. But Sean Sinclair has probably been their most influential player today. Whilst for Newcastle City, Mitch Knight's done some pretty handy things. So is Baker, and Dawes probably doing all right in the ruck also. But as you see now, Anthony Stewart has gone to the centre of the ground. Mark McVeigh at the moment looks like, not sure where Mark McVeigh is at the moment. We'll pick that up as we go along. But anyway, we're in the centre. Second quarter is now underway. Down they come. It's Dawes up against Sinclair. Up they go. Dawes gets a backhanded fist. Come down the direction of Healy. He gets a quick handball off to Baker. But Healy gets it, retain the ball. Kicks it along there. It's going to fall in there to Clark. He gets it away. He goes on the right boot. Kicks in the direction now of Deitch. He goes over the back in there looking for Ireland. Ireland goes one way, then the other. In the direction there of Lloyd. It sits up there. Lloyd's got it. Good strong mark. A good kick by Ireland. And a good mark taken there by Daniel Lloyd. And Lloyd's now going to go back and have a shot on goal. So 20 metres out from goal. He's already kicked one today as Lloyd. Comes in, strikes the ball, doesn't move. That's a fantastic finish by Daniel Lloyd. And for the first time today, Killarney Vale have taken the lead, courtesy of Daniel Lloyd through his second. 3-3-21, leading Newcastle City 2-4-16. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Brisbane Lions and Western Bulldogs, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. Certainly great to have BLK on board with the Black Diamond in the process of renegotiating a new agreement for next year. Dawes gets a tap down. Well done there to Stewart. He's there by Shell. Stewart was playing on Mark McVeigh in the first quarter. McVeigh's currently having a spell on the bench. Anthony Stewart moves straight in the middle where he is so influential. His toughness around the ball, certainly what Newcastle City going to lead at the moment as they're trailing at the moment by 5 points. As up they go again. Dawes up against Sinclair. Dawes just sheer strength. Gets the ball forward. He can't find a teammate, however. As Gillingham picks up, he tries to force his way out. Gets a handball back there. Stewart goes back there now to Town. Through his legs it goes. He's able to pick it up, however. Goes back to Baker, but under pressure. He turns the ball over and Amity's got the run of it. He's got time on the right boot. He goes in the direction there of Ireland, and Ireland's going to take the mark deep in the pocket for Killarney vale, and Jackson Island certainly continuing off from where he left off last week in the semi-final, almost best on ground for the Bombers in their win. He comes around there on the right boot. Banana kick, it looks pretty good. Now goes across the face, through for behind. 3-4-22 Killarney vale, 2-4-16 Newcastle City, a 6-point advantage. As up it comes there, quick kick in, comes in the direction there, picked up there by Mumford. He can't get those. Wilmot goes in harder for the ball. He gets it, stands on his feet, but he can't come back there as Haswell. Just fear pressure there by Deitch. He gets it, picks it up, grabs his feet. Lonnon gets it, however, from Newcastle City. Gets a hurry kick forward, and it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw. And half forward flank, Killarney vale's end of the ground. Currently the Bombers leading by 6 points in the 2014 preliminary final. For the winner, a grand final match up against Terrigal Avoca. As Dawes uses his strength again to get the fist. Comes back there to Wilmot, taken there by Mifsud. Handball the back to Shell under pressure. He gets a high tackle. Comes back now to Manuel though. On the right boot he goes. Dangerous there again. Ireland's there up against Lane. Good work by Lane to get a fist in there. Ireland, however, has got the run of the ball. He gets it taken in the back. Play on the call. Still died over the top. Handball back. It comes to Sinclair. Goes one way. Goes another on the right boot. He has a snap at it. Sean Sinclair. Great goal. Sports Coast Trophies and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They are also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. What a fantastic bit of play there by Sean Sinclair to get that ball in a pack. He dodged one, dodged two, the big man, and then was able to finish very clinically and gives Killarney vale a bit of a buffer. 12 points to good. We played 4 minutes in the second quarter. Back in the middle, Dawes, Sinclair. Dawes gets a tap down. Stewart's in the run, but taken there this time by Gillingham. Gets a handball back to Healy. Second time this quarter he can't tackle, but also Besley, but he's forced off the ball by Gillingham. Back it comes to Mifsud now. On the right boot he goes in the direction of Collins. Good use of the body by Mark Lonnon, the big Newcastle City defender, and he takes a mark. Quickly moves the ball on into Mitch Knight at centre half back. Knight there held up by Amity on the mark. Plenty of movement for the Blues. Where's he going now? He looks out in the direction there of Dawes. Up against Sinclair. Dawes should have taken that mark, but he gets it there. And a high tackle with a fend off. Unlucky there by Dawes. And the free kick's going to go the way there of Brad Edwards. Just they went to tackle Dawes, doing the size difference forces the fend off to be a little bit high. No malice in it, but Edwards is going to get it. He then chips it in short to Brendan Lewis. He chips over the top there now to Amity. Can he get it? No, it falls short of him. Rawnsey goes over the top of him. He's over the ball there now. Play on to call. It gets out there. Boundary umpire is going to see the ball there. Certainly playing the better football at the moment, the Bombers. Newcastle City need to be able to repel this. They are kicking to the end of the scoring end, the Bombers. They've already kicked 2 goals this quarter, courtesy of Lloyd and Sinclair. Out it comes there now. Good pressure there. Good work by Evans. Gets a hurry kick in there to Ireland. Certainly causing problem up there. He gets around Lang again. Goes back there now on the left boot. Good tackle. Ball's a call. He's going to be penalised holding the ball. Just tried to bit off more than he could chew there, Jackson Island. And good pressure from the Newcastle Blues defence was able to gang tackle him. As Lane kicks the ball in deep, out in the direction of Reedy. Reedy up against Lewis. Reedy can't take the mark. Lewis gets back quicker. On the right boot it goes in the direction. Rawnsley goes up there. Takes a strong mark. Play on the call. Back comes to Lang now. Lang, a hurry kick up there. They got the numbers. Back comes Evans. He goes up and takes a good mark by Mumford. Play on the call was the call. Goes back there now to Shell. They got numbers back there. Shell up against Haswell. The old and the new. That's a good battle. Back it comes to Knight to give Haswell a chop out. Back it comes there now to Stewart. Back to Avers. Handball it back. They're going to run out with handball, but goes to ground. London now under pressure. Ball goes to ground there. Killarney Vale through Collins. Picks it up on the right boot. Snap a goal. Too far though. Through for behind. Newcastle City tried to run the ball out through hands there, but just ended up the pressure from Killarney Vale. Forced the ball to ground, and Collins was able to get a shot on goal. But Rawns now, he's going to get it on that left boot. Goes out there looking for Rudy, but I think it's going to be too wide. It is. Out of bounds on the full. And Brendan Lewis is going to take the resulting free kick. Between half forward and wing, Killarney Vale's end of the ground. That's where all the play's been this quarter. Scrubby kick from Lewis. That's very rare from the Killarney Vale skipper, and it falls in the hands of Mitch Knight. Once again, Knight at centre half back. Goes in the direction there of Gillingham. It's not going to get there as Lewis goes back and makes up for his last kicking error by taking a mark. In the centre, goes forward now in the direction there of Ireland. Up against Rawns there, but chipping in short there. And Josh Midford takes a mark there for Killarney Vale. Too far out to score. Numbers back for Newcastle City. Few short leads there from Killarney Vale. Deitch is one. Ireland was another. Mifsud going back, however. Coglin's going at the back. So Mifsud comes in right on 50. Gets it there. Goes long into the direction. It looks pretty good off the boot. Tell you what, too far out to score. You've got to be kidding me. Josh Midford bangs that one straight through the middle. 3 in the row. That's actually 4 in the row now to the Bombers. And the margin moves out to 19 points. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of service to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Great goal there by Josh Mifsud. He copped a heavy knock in the first quarter, but he certainly backed himself there. There's some short leads, and he went back and drilled. That's a great goal. And there's certainly now Killarney Vale are on top, and there's a leg of another free kick. Everything's going the way there now. The Bombers is Mifsud, the last goal kicker. Newcastle City need to stem this run as Mifsud on the right boot goes out there in the direction of Lloyd, goes over the back of the pack there of Bailey, taken there by Lang. He's tackled immediately by Ireland. Lloyd's got a quick handball that goes into Deitch on the right boot, kicks it into a dangerous area. It's over the back, it's going to go. Play on's a call, it hits the deck. Collins up against Dawes. Dawes uses the soccer tactics. He goes out there, he leads in the race there with Wells. Good work by Jacob Dawes. Can't pick it up at the vital time, however. Handball it back to Stewart. Stewart goes back further to Towan. Once again to Rawnsy on the left boot, a kick in there. And Keese takes the mark on the centre wing. Everything seems to be under pressure at the moment for Newcastle City. But Keese gets a kick out. Haswell's called in by Enright and he takes the mark in front of Lewis. Right in the centre of the ground, Connor Haswell looks up for there. He'll go in short now to Avis. Avis on centre wing. Plays on there, a spearing kick in there. Touch off the boot there. Coughlin gets it there now. Breaks one tackle there of Healy. Gets a handball to Mumford, to White. Back to Coughlin. Good running by Coughlin there now. He's on the right boot. Kicks it over the head of McMahon. Leading out there is Lang. The boundary line's in there as well. And I think Patrick McMahon was quite happy for the boundary line and the ball to meet. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Once again, Newcastle City unable to penetrate their forward 50. They have not had the ball inside forward 50 this quarter. And we've been going over 9 minutes. Killarney Vale certainly doing all the attacking and certainly doing all the scoring. They lead by 19 points. Boundary throw goes in there. Stewart drops it in short now to McMahon. Handballs it back. It comes to Lonnon on the left boot. Scrubby kick in there. It's going to work all right as Wilmot, but he's tackled by Sinclair. Healy gets it. Back it comes to Stewart again. A hurry kick forward. Bond gets it in front of Knight. Bond on the left boot. Dangerous area at the back is Ireland. Good spoil by Lonnon. Rawnsley stayed down also. And the reliable skipper gets the left boot. Just clears Town, however. Up against Banbrook. One-on-one contest. Town puts his head over the ball. Wins the ball. Handball the back there. Doesn't give up there. Was Mumford, but also in there is Gillingham. Back to Rawnsley, who followed up his kick. He gets the next kick. Keister's up there. It's 3 against 1. Good work there. Ball goes to ground. Knight's immediately tackled by Bond. Rick White gets it through half back. And the star for the Bombers. Good kick in there. Goes to Coughlin. Back it comes to Mumford. He tries to get around Haswell. He does on the right boot. Goes back there. Rawnsley puts the fist to the ball. They got numbers, Newcastle City. Handball goes out there now in the direction of Wilmot. Handball back to Rawnsley. Back it comes there now to Knight. That's certainly working hard, the Blues, but they're making hard work of it. As Payne takes it and he said, I'll just hold it up. He does a kick out there now. Goes to Avis on the half-back flank. He's chased by Deitch. Good chase by the Bomber small man. Kicked in there by Avis. Good body use there by Knight, but just through sheer weight of numbers, they're away the Bombers. As Mifford a hurry kick to McMahon now. They've got numbers if he can get it. It goes in there. Touch ball's a call. Back it comes there. One-on-one. Keese gets it. He's handball. The back it comes there to Wheeler. Good work by the Blues. They've taken the length of the field and they have got a much-needed goal courtesy of Josh Wheeler. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Well, good work there by Newcastle City. They certainly knew there was a better build-up, but in the end it took a good mark by Cameron Keys, a quick handball off to Josh Wheeler to actually get the goal on the board, and a much-needed one for City, and they're able to bring the margin back to 13 points. And away they go again through the middle, through Healy this time. Gillingham out in front of Besley. Besley lays a strong tackle on him. Rudy is there, picks it up. He handballs it back out, comes to Town. He breaks a tackle there at Banbrook. He kicked into a dangerous area. Edwards is back there, and Edwards takes the mark. Going to be the spread out there. Lewis has gone there, but he opts not to go to the dangerous area. We'll take the safe route. Down the wing we'll go. 13 points the Bombers lead at the moment. Kicks in the direction. At the back is Healy. It's going to go over the back. No, strong mark, Michael Healy. Very, very cool player. Very reliable, Michael Healy. Looks to go in short to Avis in the middle. No, goes better. Looks down the line now. Looking at the Wheeler. It's pressured there by Singleton. Also in there as well. It's picked up there by Rick White. Goes on the handball. Handballs it over the top to Singler. It's not going to get to him, however, as Healy picks it up and handballs it back in the direction now of Town. But he's tackled also immediately. Going in there again is Singleton. He's tackled by Town over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 5-5-35 Killarney vale, 3-4-22 Newcastle City, 12.5 minutes gone, second quarter of the 2014 preliminary final. Boundary throwing goes, Dawes goes uncontested, gets it down to Payne, he taps it further forward to Healy, ball goes up in the air, big fly is needed, it's Enright up against Clark, Enright spoils Clark, good work, comes in the ground now, as Wheeler up against White, Wheeler lays a solid bump on him, gets White out of the play, ball's going to be balled up. Certainly settled now at Newcastle City. But Killarney vale still kicking with the aid of the breeze. The contest there. Dawes winning the knock. They're not going capitalising on the City. This one comes down, however, to Enright. On the left boot he goes. Looks for a spearing pass into the coach's night. Not one of Enright's better efforts. The ball goes over the line. In the forward pocket, Newcastle City's end of the ground. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. Down they go. Keith gets it down there now to Wheeler. Off goes the ground there is Gillingham. Picked up by Deach. Keith taps it back there. Only going to go as far as Knight. Knight gets a handball to Rudy. It's pretty hot, but well taken by the youngster. He brushes the tackle of Banbrook. On the right boot he goes. Has a snap. Gets the cheers, though, of the crowd. It's the actual Terrigal Avoca crowd over there. The ball went out of bounds on the full. Interesting to note, Mark McVeigh has not taken the field in this second quarter as yet. Sitting at the back of the interchange area for Killarney vale. I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with him. But anyway, free kick actually been paid to Rudy. Must have been for pushing the back there. Rudy on the right boot. Goes across there. Keister's up there. They need the numbers back there. Good spoil by the veteran in Clark. And through from behind. So McVeigh played the first quarter. Had 2 shots on goal. And haven't seen him since, actually. So you would think if there's he was fit to be out in the ground, but Lewis goes long, but only as far as goes as Dawes, who takes the mark inside the centre square. Looks to go in short. Numbers everywhere for him. Goes to Wheeler. Hits the ground, however. Wheeler up against Edwards. Boundary line's there. Probably needed a better result from that from Jacob Dawes. Once again, they've been able to nullify that. But City now, they're starting to do some attacking after the first 10 minutes was all Killarney vale. As Dawes up against Collins. As Dawes taps it down there to Deach. Deach in the back there to Wheeler, and he'll take a free kick. Half-back line there for Killarney vale. Sam Payne says to Jordan Evans, get out of there. Not the best kick ever by Deach, and that's going to be taken by McMahon. Patrick McMahon on the centre wing. Knight's in short. Payne's in short. He's going to go the Mitchell Knight direction. Over his head, however. Collins there now. He's going to pick it up. He's under pressure. Gets a handball to Sinclair. Kicked a great goal in this quarter. He's tackled. Holding the ball. Free kick's going to go to Newcastle City. Much to the ire of the Killarney vale faithful over there. They didn't agree with that decision. As Rudy, he gets it now, goes long out there now to Lang. Holds up in the air, but got enough on it for Lang to take the mark. Right in the centre circle. Amity mark on the mark. Where's the target? Keith is the target up forward. He heads in that direction, but Collins is in there. But Keith, good length there. And Cameron Keith takes a mark. On the half-foot flank, it's a long way out from there. It's shown today it's been a difficult kick in that direction. So he's looking for a lead. Haswell makes a lead. But call back there again. It goes over his head. We're going to go back and take 2. Josh Duffy Sykes wants Cameron Keith to come around on the mark. So we're going to have take 2. The first one didn't work all that well. So once again, Killarney vale are able to zone up and get the numbers back. Lead comes from Haswell. He goes in short as well. You're going to find him, too. That's loose marking by the Bombers. They had 3 players at the front of that pack, and they were unable to, to allow Haswell to make that lead. And a good kick by Keast again. And Connor Haswell's going to go back and have a shot on goal to bring the margin back to 6 points. So Haswell, 35 metres out. Stuttering kick, comes in. Not sure it's going to have the distance. Holding up, it has got the distance, however. Great goal, Connor Haswell. Newcastle City certainly back in the contest now, not that they were ever out of it. And the margin is back to just a solitary goal as we played 16 and a half minutes in the second quarter. Haswell's first goal. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and his coverage of local issues, from business and politics through to sport and entertainment, is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the Hunter, in print, online and mobile. So back-to-back goals now by Newcastle City as Avis takes the ball from the centre, picked up there now by Evans. Back it comes there now to Lloyd. Lloyd on the left boot, goes to the direction. Amity's up there. Also there is Ireland. One-on-one it goes. Ireland confronts Luke Rawnsey. Good tackle there. Be lucky to get away with this. Mark Lonnon's gone down. Looks like with a crook ankle. Looks like he's twisted his ankle. And a free kick. Should have been penalised there, and he was. He tried to take on Luke Rawnsey in a battle of strength, and Rawnsey won out. So in defence for Newcastle City, the Blues skipper, Amity calls into play and goes there. He kicked in there now to Lonnon. He's okay, a bit proppy, however. But all good news there. He looked pretty bad when he went down. He handballs it off now, however, to Rawnsey. Rawnsey now on the left boot. Kicks out the centre wing. Up goes Keast. Up against Edwards. Edwards was able to spoil that. And we got over the line for a boundary throw. And right on centre wing. Fantastic day here at Batto Bay. Contest moved today due to the heavy rain during the week, making Newcastle #1 sports ground unplayable, with the ground being closed. But great service here at Batto Bay as Baker gets it. Handball gets it around onto his left boot. Kicks it back there now to Clark. Clark on the right boot. Goes out the forward flank. Out there is McMahon. Up against him. Out there is Mifsud. Goes over the back to Wheeler. Mifsud runs on. Dispossesses Wheeler. Gets it on the right boot. Good pressure over by Wheeler. Forces a hurry kick and out of bounds. Good work by Josh Wheeler. Looks as though Wheeler has moved back in defence. Abe Gibson's come on the ground. He's now taking the position up at full forward. So Wheeler, the swing man for Newcastle City, is able to play forward and back. He's also kicked the goal today. And now he's going to be deep in defence to try and save a couple. So boundary thrown right on the behind post. Killarney vale down to the ground. Sinclair in the front. Gets it down, but only as far as Bailey. He gets a hurry kick out there. Comes in there now with Edwards. He's in front of Enright. Enright puts the pressure on him. Edwards can't pick the ball up first go, and the ball's going to go out of bounds on the 50-metre line. Killarney vale's end of the ground. Killarney vale currently leading by the solitary goal. 5-5-35. Newcastle City 4-5-29. Up it comes there now is Dawes. Dawes gets it back in the direction of Baker. He's on the left boot. 2 against 1 here. Clark goes up. Also Bond against Courtney Knight. Comes to the ground. Wilmot goes in there. They got the number as Haswell. Gets a handball up. Quickly comes to Courtney Knight. He goes to ground. Through the legs. Out to Keast. Back it comes there to Baker. Or to Wilmot, sorry. Great tackle. That was Baker. I was right the first time. He was tackled by Collins. And we're going to have a ball up. Inside the centre square. Ruckman do battle again. Collins up against Dawes. Dawes wins a tap down. Taken there by Deach. Taken out there. They're just passing it there from one to the other. Bit rugby style there as Collins. He's going to have another ball up. Duffy Sykes throws the ball up there. The team of the year, umpire of the year, Josh Duffy Sykes. Back it comes to Dawes. He holds the ball aloft. He's tackled. Can't get a handball. It's going to be a free kick paid against Jacob Dawes. And away they go. It's Jackson Island. Gets on the left boot. Goes out there in the direction of no one for Killarney vale as Riley Lang's got it. He's under pressure from Amity. Here's Scrubby. Kick back. It comes to Baker. Back it comes to Rawnley. The old firmer holding steady down the fence now for the Blues. Kick goes out there in the direction of Keast, who's certainly providing a mobile target at a half forward. He overruns it. Collins a toe poke. Bailey's going to pick it up for Newcastle City. He's dispossessed, however. Josh Mifsud leads in the race to the ball in front of the Newcastle interchange area. We're going to have a boundary throw in. Plenty of noise over there from the Blues faithful. Good crowd in attendance for the game. Moved late yesterday's Dawes. Taps it down now. Wells gets a hurry kick into it. And once again, he moves it 10 metres around for another boundary throw in. Almost 21 minutes gone. Killarney vale 5-5, kicked 4 goals in a row, including 3 at the start of this quarter. Newcastle City have been able to respond like a champion side they are, with the next 2 to bring it back to 6 points. So anyone's ball game at the moment. Back it comes to Banbury. He gets a handball. Back it comes there to Bailey. He can't take it. Picked up there now by Wheeler. Comes back there now quickly by Evans. And once again, under pressure from Wheeler. Going to have another boundary throw in. Real even contest. Sun shining at the moment. Fair bit of wind, however, making the skill levels a bit difficult when you add that to the pressure of a preliminary final. Plenty on the line as Sinclair taps it over the back. However, they got the numbers there through Bailey again. He does a torpedo punt kick through the centre of the ground. Lewis there up against Haswell. Lewis gets there, brushes the tackle there of Keith. Handballs in the direction of Sinclair. Sinclair on the left foot. He's tackled immediately by Avis. Haswell then picks it up and away go the Blues. Oh, not the best kick there by the youngster. And it's going to fall in the arms there of Daniel Lloyd. So Daniel Lloyd there now. He gets it, moves it quickly with a spearing kick in there. It's not going to find there is Wells. Wells goes to ground. And it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. As mentioned earlier, Mark McVeigh, late inclusion in the side for Killarney vale, but currently sitting on the bench, has not returned after quarter time, which could be bad news for the Bombers if he can't take any more part in the play. Had 2 shots in the goal early, but Bailey, he's certainly doing plenty of tough work at the defence now for Newcastle City. It comes back there to Mifsud, goes in there under pressure from Rawson. Once again, boundary umpire, certainly earning their cash today. We're going to have another boundary throw in. Just forward to centre. Good throw in there. Dawes dominating the ruck. That time it was Sinclair, however. Comes back in the direction of Sinclair. Picked up by Ireland. A hurry kick in there in the direction of Rick White. Also back there now is Edwards. He gets it tackled beautifully by Baker. They're overrun by Lang. Rick White off the ground. Only through for a behind, however. 5-6-36. 4-5-29. Newcastle City trailing at the moment by 7 points. Almost 23 minutes gone. Second quarter. Brought back into play there by Town. Looked a bit anxiously at it, but Haswell's got it in front of him now. He's now able to get it and handball it back to Town. Deep at 10. They go across the face of goal. Under pressure they are now by Bradbury. Gets a good kick there by Town. He's fine Enright. Enright swings around on the left boot. Good pressure by Mifsud. He goes in the centre of the ground, but Cameron Coos, he can't take it, but he's in front there of Clark. Clark lays a tackle there now. Put the head over the ball there was Collins. Also in there was taken there by Ireland. Ireland immediately tackled there by Wheeler. Plenty of numbers in there. Gee, lucky to get away with that was Jackson Ireland. I think he showed the dummy one way and was unable to get rid of the ball and then gang tackled. So ball up in the centre of the ground they go. Dawes against Sinclair. Sinclair taps it down. Lloyd handballs it over the top, but Wheeler picks it up. He's tackled, however, by both Lloyd and also Singleton. Can't get rid of the ball from there. We're going to have another ball up. Right in the centre of the ground. Up they go. Dawes taps there. Free kick's going to go there against... I think that might have been Collins, and the free kick's going to go the way of Jacob Dawes. The big ruckman, team of the year ruckman, announced the way. Handball off it quickly. It goes there now to Bailey. He shows the ball and gets around. There might have been Collins there. He goes out wide in the direction of Knight. Knight well held at the moment by Bond. Bond there gets in the back of Shell. Shell's there in against Gillingham. Bond then goes and lays the tackle on him. He's over the ball. Going to have a ball up though. Umpire Lockie Head comes in and says, I will have the ball. And the ball up's going to happen. Half forward flank. Newcastle City's end of the ground. Currently trailing by 7 points. Tap out the back there by Keith. Go to Gillingham. He's immediately tackled by Killarney vale. Back it comes in out of Sinclair. Sinclair quick handball over the back to Payne. Payne there he's going to be overrun there by Evans, but only runs into the brick wall in the name of Anthony Stewart. He gets a handball back to Baker. Baker picks it up and then loses. He goes back in it again as he always does. Gets it back there to McMahon. Under pressure now. The pace has certainly lifted it. Picked up there by Healy. Into attack it goes. It's sitting up in the air. The high flyer's wanted, and the high flyer is there. Great mark taken by the veteran in Michael Clark. He kicks it out there. Gee, a 50-50 ball. Really courageous mark there by Ryan Coughlin. Under pressure from Andrew Wilmot. So Coughlin the back foot. He's now going to go short pass in. It goes there now in the direction there of Paddy Shell. So Pat Shell for the Bombers, a veteran. Clark and Shell, Amity, and White, members of the 2007 Premiership. The last time the Bombers, the only time the Bombers have tasted Premiership success, as opposed to Newcastle City, who have won 5 of the last 6. It comes in there now. I think over the back, Edwards. He runs in there, has a shot on goal for the Bombers, but sprays it wide to the right. That's a 7th minor score for Killarney vale. 5-7-37. Newcastle City 4-5-29 as we're approaching half-time in what has been a physical, entertaining preliminary final, and certainly 2 very evenly matched sides. Flying solo today, Ivan Spurs, my co-commentator. Unable to be here today, working down at a fair down in Sydney today, so we wish him all the best. He certainly wishes that he was here, there's no doubt about that. We're going to have a boundary throw in. 8 points of margin. Really good even contest, as we said. Sun is still shining. Wind is still blowing. So we haven't had much change as a siren sounds for half-time in the preliminary final at the Batto Bay Sporting Complex. And it's going to be Killarney Vale Bombers who are going to take an 8-point lead into the half-time break. It's Killarney Vale, 5-7-37. Newcastle City, 4-5-29. For Killarney Vale, their goals, 2 to Daniel Lloyd, singles to Josh Mifsud, Sean Sinclair and Brad Edwards. And for Newcastle City, their 4 goals, all single goal kickers to Josh Wheeler, Matt Bailey, Connor Haswell and Pat Gillingham. So an even first quarter. That time, another even second quarter. Killarney Vale had the advantage early with the 3 goals. They were able to come back quickly, Newcastle City, with no goal scored in the last 10 minutes of that quarter. I think there's going to be more of that in the third quarter. I don't think this game's going to be a blowout. But at half-time, it's Killarney Vale, 5-7-37. Newcastle City, 4-5-29. Sit back and relax. We're going to have some highlights from last week's semi-final, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes for the third quarter.
Welcome to the number 1 sports ground here at Newcastle for this first semi-final in the Wilson Security Black Diamond Cup between Killarney Vale and Cardiff. Gaz, great game ahead. At stake is a preliminary final spot. The loser, it is season over.
I think Killarney Vale should be able to get over the top of them, but Cardiff have knocked them out the last 2 years, so Cardiff are finals performers. If Killarney Vale can overcome that, they can win the game. In there looking for Lloyd. Good to see Daniel Lloyd back in, but it's actually O'Donnell who gets a handball back there.
Oh, danger.
Hey, danger area there. No, it's going to come straight
there
in.
it is.
Daniel Lloyd, welcome back. Goal the Bombers.
Geez, that was very, very good play. How about that forward pressure from all of the Bombers? They just hunted in a big pack there, and the pressure just came right down on Sammy Haig. So every chance is worth $1 million today for these teams. Otherwise, I'll be watching it all from home on Bar TV next weekend.
Kick there forward by Leithbarry, out in the direction there now by McMahon. He goes inboard looking for Jack Pratt. Great to see him back there in the Cardiff colours. Hasn't played since the Nelson Bay game. Kicks it out there now in the direction of Lennon. Jack Lennon handballs it back. It comes to Simon O'Brien. First goal for Cardiff. Simon O'Brien, good build-up, good work, good finish. Simon O'Brien and Cardiff put their first goal on the board. Good try there by McMahon, but good spoil also by Bambrick. McMahon on the right boot, looking for David Grand. Here he goes. He's held up there, wants to go. Plenty of movement down there. Ryan will be a target. Now he handballs it off now to Chapman. On the run he goes. Right boot in the dangerous area. Ryan's the target. Drops the mark, but don't worry, over the back.
There it is.
It's Jack Lennon. Goal number 2 for Cardiff, and the youngster gets his first.
Geez, that's good reward too, Jack Lennon. It just again, as you said, weighted numbers. Michael Ryan makes the contest. It goes over the top, and Jack Lennon takes a lovely little possession and gets his goal.
Tap out the back there, Sinclair in the direction of Bailey. Jackson Island off the ground. Comes out of Shackleton's going to come immediately. He's going to handball it off there to Max Mumford on the right boot. He pumps the air. Back-to-back goal to the Bombers. First goal to Maxi Mumford.
He's a good player, isn't he, Maxi Mumford? And just ran onto that brilliantly. Michael Ryan sitting here about 30 out in front of goals, pinging it through just like that for his goal. Well done. Michael Ryan gets his first, and he's on the board. And he's been up and about too. He's looking good too early, Michael Ryan. That's his third possession, mind you. It was a free, but he's got the ball and he's got the goal.
Plays on immediately, handball, a casual over the top. It goes to Norton. Norton now kicks it in the Ryan direction against Collins. That's better by Collins. Gets it back now to Clark. Clark taps, but only as far as Lennon. Lennon on the right boot, kicks it in there. McMahon's got a couple of metres on his opponent. And Jackson McMahon takes the mark. 5 metres out from goal on a pretty acute angle, but he'll line up for Carter's 5th goal for the game.
Jackson McMahon's going to sit here or run in and see if he can kick their, what would it be? Their 5th goal for the day.
I didn't use it well. He converts.
And he has.
Good finish by Jackson McMahon. And the margin now back out to 14 points.
But he would have done exactly what you hated, Gaz, which is kicking when he's running backwards.
Exactly.
Anyway, the kicks come in.
Gibson likes it. Gibbo likes it. He's first. And 22 points the margin now, and getting into danger time for here at the moment for Killarney Vale.
There's a few little bells ringing now, the alarm bells ringing, because all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're about 4 goals. You need a 5-goal haul to get back in front. Just starts the scoreboard pressure. Just starts to add up and add up.
It might be Stewart comes in, picked up now by Brad Dooch.
Well
Good
done.
collection. He brushes 1 tackle, brushes 2 on the right boot. He kicks it across. How's it going over the back to Banbrook? Reece Banbrook takes the mark.
Just read it better than everyone else, didn't he?
Exactly. He's going to go back, have a shot on goal.
Reece Banbrook. He's not mucking around with this one.
Comes in off the boot. Oh, got to make the most of every
He
opportunity. He has.
He loves it. They love it. The Bombers love it. They are
Great
back
game.
within a couple of goals. Reece Banbrook with his first for the day.
Plenty of people got their hands up. Go get it out there now. Back it comes to Rick White. And White on the right boot, though. Goes now. He goes as far. I think it might be Jolliffe. Jolliffe lines them up. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's a goal.
Great goal.
I think it might have been Jolliffe. I think it was. Going back there, holding up. Good holding of the ball there. Might have been was Lloyd. Under pressure from Metcalf. I think it plays on quickly as Amity. Can he go for goal? If he can get it online, it should slip through. It's going to go there to Edwards. Edwards takes the mark. The top of the goal square. Good play. Dane Amity, good play by Daniel Lloyd.
Yeah, I'll have that one. Thank you, Dane. And I'm about to walk in. Very, very close. Needs to be kicking straight.
He's kicked it.
And
I'm pretty
has
happy
kicked
with it.
Straight. He has kicked it well and truly straight. To get the next one for the Killarney Vale Bombers. Well done to Brad Edwards.
Good work, Brad Edwards. Comes back there. Now on the left boot there is Castelnuovo. Comes in there, take the mark.
got it.
Oh, no. Oh, what's he paying? He took the
gotta
mark. It was
pay
a clean mark. He took the clean mark. Oh, he's got his foot under the
Was
fence.
his foot under
It was
the
a clean-
fence there?
It was a clean mark. No, he's saying he juggled the ball.
No, he's going to
He
pay
got
it.
paid
He
the
had to
mark. That was
pay
right. He
it.
had to pay. Didn't juggle it.
Anyway.
Jackson, he's deep in the pocket. Jack Pratt had a shot from here earlier and he didn't kick it.
Rick White
Ireland's
put
going
it
to have
out.
comes in there. Ireland on the right boot. Looks
That's
good
a
off the
better
boot.
kick. That's a
that
good
looks a
kick.
really good kick.
Wow!
Well, I'll tell you what, that is one from out of the books. There's no doubt about that. Great goal to Jackson Ireland. And we've got a 5-point ball game. 8:11:59, 8:9:57. 5 minutes gone. Final quarter, elimination final. Up goes Mumford. Tap down there in front of Pearsall. Gets it off the ground. There was Edwards. He's got the run of the ball. Pratt goes down as well. He gets it up. Goes in there in the tough conditions. Left foot
Snapped
snap
it.
of the goal. Is that
I think he has.
Castelnuovo?
I think he has.
I think that might be Tom Castelnuovo.
They are loving it.
Yes, it is. Tommy Castelnuovo. Great call, Gazza. Pratt wants a lead. He calls it long. In there, good one-on-one contest. McMahon gets back there.
Oh.
Bond's there as well. McMahon off the ground. The soccer
He's
goalkeeper.
chipped him.
He's
He's
chipped
chipped
it. Jackson McMahon, goal of the day.
Wowee. They had a goalkeeper on the line too, Killarney Vale, but he thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to drive it through. I'm going to chip you from 5 yards out, and he did it. Well done to
Great work,
Jackson McMahon.
McMahon. Good pressure by Vukovic as well. He's forced him off the ball. Good work, Matt Vukovic, but then good tackle.
Oh.
Back it comes to Edwards. Edwards shots on goal. He fist pumps. Bombers back in front.
Great finish and great call. What great endeavour by both teams. You thought Matty Vukovic got it out of trouble, but no way in the world was that going to happen when the Killarney Vale Bombers wanted that goal so desperately. So great goal to the Bombers. Great goal to Edwards.
Out it comes there now. Sinclair again. Kicks it out in the open space. Who's got it? Leading in the race there. Going to ground. I think that might have been Bond picked up there now. Off the
here we
ground
go.
comes Evans. How's it going to go?
Hey!
Jordan Evans.
He has drilled that from a long way out, and that's a fantastic effort in the wet with an oval-shaped ball to put it straight between the posts. Great effort there by Evans.
So Jackson Island. Come up. This could nearly be the sealer, Ivan.
Yep. You'd go that close, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Comes in. He's kicked. What you kicked any today? Kicked 2 today. This is for goal number 3. He comes off. Looks good off the boot.
He likes
He's
it.
happy. Bombers home.
Wow, that just hurts, and that hurts a lot. Jackson Island draws the dagger back, and he just places it straight between the sticks to really inflict some really heavy pain now on the Hawks. They now trail by 17 points, and we're ticking over around 20 minutes of this last quarter. Their season is on the line now, the Hawks. What have they got left in them? What can they do? Where's it going to come from?
It's going to go back there now to Vukovic. Smothered off the boot there by Ireland. Heading out towards the centre wing. Hayes in there. Tackled by Bond. They both go to ground. Also going in there now is Coughlin. Also the boundary line. And there's a final siren. It's a happy Killarney Vale side today as they've gone on and had a win. 12, 12, 84, 9, 12, 66 Carter.
The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. All proud major sponsors of the Black Diamond Football League. The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. All proud major sponsors of the Black Diamond Football League.
Welcome back to Batto Bay Sporting Complex for the second half of what is an entertaining preliminary final here between Killarney Vale and Newcastle City. And at half-time, it's Killarney Vale who are leading 5-7-37 to Newcastle City 4-5-29. Just an update on the status of Killarney Vale star Mark McVeigh. A late inclusion to the side. He's actually out of the game. He did a hamstring towards the end of the first quarter, so he'll take no further part in the game. But certainly will be missed by the Bombers. But they're certainly performing pretty well. A pretty even contest. And I reckon the second half is going to be beauty. Gary Birkinshaw here calling the game for you. Sidekick Ivan Spirits cannot be here today. He's down at the fair in Sydney. Should be having a fair here. But we certainly wish him all the best down here. Certainly missed in this commentary booth here. But an enterprising second half we have underway. And we're about to get the third quarter. Newcastle City kicking to the left of screen. They're all navy blue. Kicking with the aid of what has been Jacob Dawes has won the taps hand out. This time it goes back to Paddy Shell. On the right boot he goes. The Bombers first to attack. McMahon's back there. The ball holds up in the wind. Josh Wheeler gets it straight on the left boot. And into attack they're going to go now as Haswell picks it up. He can't take a good shepherd there by Cameron Coast on Clark. Haswell handballed it back to Clark who was on his backside there, but he got up just in time. Floats the handball back there now to Brendan Lewis. He gets it quickly on the boot in the direction of Singleton. Going back there was Dawes, and good work there by Bailey, who's been strong for the Blues in defence. A kick in the direction of Bond up against Knight. Good hands, Courtney Knight. Great work, Matt Bailey. A good spearing kick in there. And Courtney Knight up against Corbin Bond is going to go back and have a shot on goal. One shot on goal he's had from a set shot, kick to behind. This is a much easier kick, however. 30 metres out, almost directly in front. You're back to coach from here. Comes in, strikes the ball. Looks good off the boot, but just pushed across. Two behinds for the skipper. The coach, can't afford to let these opportunities slip. Good battle between him and Bond. But as we've seen all year, the league's leading goal kicker only needs 5 minutes to turn the game on its head. Sun's just gone behind the clouds, looking a bit threatening. Hopefully we can get through the day. Wind is certainly still blowing, there's no doubt about that. Game moved to Batto Bay at the #1 sports ground. Copped a drenching during the week over the last 8 days. Unable to come up for today. So we've moved to a fantastic surface here at Batto Bay on the Central Coast. The ball goes over the back now and Jackson Island for the Bombers. Away he goes in the direction of Singleton. Up against Wheeler. Over the back it goes where McMahon mops up. He's certainly one of the most improved players in the competition in his first year from Newcastle City after coming across from Maitland. Back it comes there now to Towan. Towan on the right boot of the centre wing. Up there Lon. Up there against Clark. Comes down there to Edwards. He brushes the tackle of Wilmot. Sheer strength by Edwards. Gets in the direction there of Wells. The ball sits there in the pocket. But the boundary line's too close. And we're going to have a boundary throw in. 35 metres around from the Killarney Vale goal. Currently leading by 7 points. Big quarter for both sides. Newcastle City kicking with the aid of what has proven to be a reasonable win. Although scoring at both ends is also a possibility. As Dawes takes it straight out of the ruck there. Comes back down out of Island. He gets a handball that's intercepted by Wilmot. Wilmot handball that falling to ground for Bailey. Bailey goes across the ground there to Haswell. Takes a mark in front of Jordan Evans. Haswell for the Blues. Certainly got him working his way into the game nicely, the youngster. On the right boot he goes in the direction of Keith, who's certainly been dominant across half forward. Collins spoils the ball, but it goes back there now to Enright. Enright has a bounce at centre wing, and on the left boot he goes. Looking in the direction of Knight. He's got it there against Bond. Good one-on-one contest. The ball hits the ground. Knight gets it. He grabs the ground there. It's going to be out of bounds, or a free kick's going to be paid there to Courtney Knight. He never had possession of the ball. Might have been a little bit lucky there, the coach of Newcastle City. But he's going to go back there now and have a shot on goal. Just missed one just earlier. 0-2. He also missed one probably from a similar spot. Deep in the pocket in the first quarter. But Knight is going to go back there now. Comes in, strikes the ball. That's a horrible kick off the boot by the coach. More reliable than that. Out of bounds on the full the result. And Killarney vale going to get the opportunity through Michael Clark to bring the ball out of deep in defence. No, it's going to go back to Corbin Bond. So it's a bit of static. There he goes in short as Bond looking in there. Well done there. Can't find, however, was Singleton. Puts the one hand up. Goes in there quickly in the direction there of Evans, but out of bounds is the call. Certainly needing some of the better players at Killarney Vale. They'll be looking at Rick White. He's being contained pretty well after a good start by Josh Avis. As Sinclair gets it down there now, picked up by Bailey, arguably their best player. Back it comes to Knight. They smother beautifully off the boot there by Mipser. He goes in hard, does Knight. It's going to be a throw-in on the boundary line there. Certainly a physical contest, no doubt about that. And you would certainly expect that that part of the game will increase even more as we get down to the pointy end of this game with so much at stake. A tap there by Dawes, but once again goes into the Killarney Vale's hands. He kicks to a dangerous area, however, and the wind holds it up for Mark Long, and the defender who's moved forward comes in, kicks in the direction there. Good pass in there, and Pat Gillingham takes a good mark in front of Michael Besley, and Gillingham gets up holding his hip, however. Just goes to say a little bit about the ground, the surface here. He's going to go back. He's already kicked one, Gillingham. Going to go back and kick goal number 2, probably from 40 metres out. Once again, near the boundary line. He'll take a good kick from there. So comes in, Michael Besley on the mark. Comes in, stuttering kick. Moves around, swings around the right boot. It looks good off the boot. Looks very good off the boot. Pat Gillingham kicks his second for the day, and the Blues are back within a point of the Bombers. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. Star 104.5, loving music, loving life. Pat Gillingham, goal number 2, certainly proving to be a very accurate shot in front of goals. He kicked 2 goals last week and certainly looking very dangerous up forward when he moves there. He moves really well up against Besley it was that time, so he's certainly going to prove a thorn, and Besley needs to tighten that. But 1 point's the margin now. Killarney vale come back in. Comes back in there to Sinclair. Often does his own roving. Goes back in there. Towan up against Deitch. Also down there at McMahon. They got the numbers, Newcastle City. Back it comes to Baker. Baker on the left boot. Goes in short there now to Mitch Knight. Knight now plays on through the centre wing. A kick in the direction there. Doesn't find the target he was looking for, but a drop mark there by Edwards, picked up there by Lewis. It was picked up by Enron into a dangerous area. It goes again. Up high is Besley up against Gillian. Comes down there to Lewis. Quickly wants to get a kick away. Goes out there. White's there for Killarney Vale, and they'll need to see more of that. The Bombers, a big mark by the big man. The left boot goes out wide. A good hit. It's 50-50 contest again. Wheeler gets in and takes the mark. Spoils it first from Ireland, and then grabs it at the second attempt, and Josh Wheeler's going to go back. He turns his back, and he's going to go back, I reckon, and have a shot on goal. He'll take his best kick, however, although he has got the wind behind him. Goes back a long way. Plenty of confidence about Josh Wheeler. As he comes in. He's already kicked one today, Wheeler, before being swung back into defence. Comes in, left boot strikes the ball. Looks pretty good off the boot. Just going to go across there. Doesn't make the distance, however. Stays in play. Healy up against White. Picked up there by Gillingham. He's immediately gang tackled by the Killarney Vale defence. I don't think there's any way the ball coming out there, although it does, by Besley. But the boundary line comes in, and we'll have a boundary throw. The boundary umpires certainly worked overtime today, but as usual, have done a great job. 1 point the margin. Killarney Vale still in the head. 7 minutes gone. Good thrown by the boundary umpire. Daniel Keast taps it over the back there. Coming in as Knight. He can't pick it up. Picked up there now by Evans. Immediately tackled by the Newcastle City bench. Oh, that's not a good call. That is not a good call at all in that position there. You've got to be able to have some effort to be able to, some time to actually clear the ball. I know they've played a couple of them today, but you've got to favour the person who's getting the ball. And that time was not the case. But anyway, the free kick's going to go back there now to Courtney Knight. He's already had 2 kicks today. He's going to go back for goal number 1 with his 3rd shot at goal. He likes that one. And the Blues are back in front. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limit knows. So that's the first goal today to Courtney Knight, and the Newcastle City are back in front. They've kicked the last 4 goals. Probably they're not fortunate to get that free kick. I'm not sure whether that was a warranted free kick at all. You've got to be given some opportunity to get rid of the ball. I know they played it a couple of times, but I'll be just as critical of the other ones there. As the Bombers get it out there, Wheeler can't take the mark. Lloyd there goes back. He's immediately tackled over by Towan. Picked up there by Baker. That defence is certainly tightened up by the Bombers. There's no doubt about that. As this time goes in there by Evans. Gets it in there though. Manuel playing up forward now. He's behind his opponent in Lang and labouring by the look of it. Comes back there now to Lang. Goes back there now to Stewart. The Killarney Vale faithful. They want their holding the ball. Not going to be paid there. The ball goes over the back. Wilmot's got the run of it and away he goes. Handball misses the target in Reed. Allows Evans to come in for the Bombers. Also allows White there to pick up the ball. Handball the back. It comes in out of Wells. Wheeler goes at him at 100 miles an hour. Does he do anything but go at 100 miles an hour? Josh Wheeler. Certainly there's plenty of effort going in at the moment. Plenty of physical. Killarney Vale through well. They're able to rush the ball forward to single. Quick handball off, but Evans immediately tackled there by Dawes. Overrun the ball there was Mifsud. He picks it up and handball out towards the boundary line it goes. And Wells, and I think Killarney Vale will be glad that that ball found the markers. The Newcastle City 5 points in front. Been a while since they've been in front, and they've certainly lifted. There's no doubt about that. They can certainly sniff an advantage coming their way. As Sinclair up against Dawes, comes down there to Wilmot. Handball back, it comes there. Now to Town on the left, but looks in the direction of Lonnon up against Clark. Clark can't take the grab. Under pressure there. Keith gets him and dispossesses him at that time. Good work. A hurried handball up. It comes now to Dietz. Dietz on the right, but goes in short there to Island. He can't take the mark. Or lucky he paid a mark there. That ball hit the ground. But he gets the benefit of there. Rick White runs past. Wasn't looking at that. He goes to play on quickly as he always does, Island. On the left boot, he goes there. Singleton's over his head down. Wheeler takes the mark. A bit disjointed up forward at the moment, Killarney Vale. Wheeler plays on quickly, but he's only kicked it as far there as Brendan Lewis. A bit of forcey backs happening here at the moment at Batto Bay. As Brendan Lewis, as the sun comes out, goes in short. Good pass by Lewis and finds Singleton. He's deep out, though, between centre wing and half forward. Nothing up there. No one movement for the Bombers at the moment. He then now looks to go in short. Oh, that finds it mark. Doesn't. That's a 50-50 ball. Rick White throws the ball away. Now comes back to Lewis. The skipper goes through there. Tackle there. Gets a hurry kick in the direction of Amity. Up they go. Good spoil there by Rawnsley. And look, the forward line of Killarney Vale is really breaking down at the moment. They aren't able to find a clear target in there. McVeigh went off early, but then for a patch in the second quarter when they had Island up there and also Lloyd. But they've certainly tightened up and they can't find that avenue to goal that they're going to need. Manuel comes back there now. Wells gets a hurry kick off the ground it goes. But once again, all Newcastle City, Lang can't find the handle of it. But he's able to get it out there quickly as it comes out wide now. Evans leads at the centre wing, but also to the boundary line. It's going to stay in, however. No, it doesn't now. And a good clearing kick by Newcastle City. They're happy with that. That would have been a good 55-metre kick to get it up to the centre wing. Sun shining, wind blowing. Batto Bay. Good crowd in attendance as White goes up. Tacked the body there was Dawes and brings it around for a boundary throw in again. 10 metres around from where it was last time as we'll set up again. The Bombers faithful there in their numbers. Back there, Sinclair with Dawes. He's been winning them, tapped down, not getting the clearances. However, Dietz gets it. Back it comes there now to Mumford. He's immediately tackled. Back to Rick White on the left boot. He goes. Kicks it up and under. Who's going to lead the ball? Wilmot goes up. Mifsud goes up. Takes a strong mark. Well done, Josh Mifsud. Kicked a fantastic goal in the second quarter. Plays on quickly, but kicks to the man on the mark as McMahon attacks the ball. Comes back there now to Rawnsley and Amity. Two of the veterans of the game. Gets it out there. Amity gets it out quickly to Wells. Wells already kicked forward, going in the direction. Manuel up against Lang. Lang holds firm and forces the ball out of bounds. 2 goals in this quarter, both to Newcastle City, in the courtesy of Gillingham and Knight. No goals yet for Killarney Vale. In fact, they're yet to score. Down it comes in now. Dawes, just a colossus in the ruck. Down it comes to Payne. On it comes to Baker. Right for kick only as far as Dietz. Shows the ball one way. The familiar show and tell. In it comes to Amity. Good mark taken by Dane Amity. Good use of the body. And the veteran that equalled the club's games record today. And we'll go back and kick his first goal and give the lead back to the Bombers. Fantastic stalwart Dane Amity has been for Killarney Vale Football Club. A member of their 2007 Premiership side, their only Black Diamond Cup Premiership. And he's going to come in to try and put him into another grand final. As Amity, 15 metres out from goal, comes in, strikes the ball. No, they don't like it. He's pushed it across. A missed opportunity. They can't afford to miss him this end of the ground. As Lang brings it in short there now to Towan. Towan gets it out. They come now out to McMahon. The ball finds a deck, however, as Lonnon comes to meet it. He brushes the tackler Clark. 3-on-1 there. City are able to get away with it. Goes in short, however. And Rick White takes the mark between half-back and centre wing. So White on the left boot, he goes. He goes long. Going to be there, Amity. He's got the sit there. Comes in Wheeler front on. Should have been paid. If it wasn't a mark, it should have been paid for a free kick as Dane Amity went to go off there. Singleton's back there as well. Plays on now. On the left boot he goes. Gets into that arc. Kicks in there. Manuel down there. He's really manhandled down there. Comes in there to miss, but has a shot on goal. Just to the narrow side, however. Manuel probably a bit unlucky. Could have got a free kick there. He was certainly being manhandled by the Newcastle City defence. But at least they're attacking the goal now, the Bombers. 3 points the margin. Remembering that they will be coming home with the breeze. It's 14 minutes gone as Edwards gets it out there. Haswell there picks it up. Under pressure from Edwards. Healy's there also. Tackled by Banbrook. Reedy comes in. The youngsters doing battle out there for Newcastle City. But it's going to be Healy picked it up. He's tackled high by Evans. Unlucky there. Once again, they're not happy, the Killarney Vale cheer squad. As Healy goes to play on, chips it across there, goes to Gibson. It's going to go over his head. No, he doesn't. Abe Gibson takes a mark at centre half back. Spreading for him is Towan. Towan finds the ball. On centre wing he goes. The runners are out now. Avis is out. He's going to take the mark in front of Lewis. They've got back there now, Killarney Vale, but Avis on the right boot, chips it up in the direction of Haswell. Haswell's going to take the mark. No, he doesn't. Deitch should have taken that mark. He's under pressure now. He's in all sorts of bother. Play on's a call. Payne picks it up. He goes to ground under the tackle of White. If they're consistent, he should be holding the ball. No consistency there, however. And we're going to have a ball up on the half-forward line. Slow to get up there is Josh Wheeler. His body puts his body through plenty. And we've got a ball up right on half forward. Keith stands tall, gets it down there, but only as far there as Island. Comes back there, Knight. Knight gets a tackle by Sinclair. Hurries the ball out. Gibson hurries it out there. Avers out it comes. They're out now. Is Connor Haswell's out. He goes into the area. Dawes is back there. Up they goes Evans. And over the back it goes. Through for behind. 4 points of margin now. Newcastle City 6-7-43. 5-9-39. Certainly plenty of work for the Bombers to do at the moment. Down to 3 on the bench. With Mark McVeigh out of the game. Also see Daniel Lloyd looks to be out there as well. He's on the massage table there. Plenty of work being done on him. They need him back in the game. As it goes along there is Besley. Up there is Gibson. Also is Lonnon. The ball falls short. Lonnon goes up. Spoiled by Besley. Mumford can't pick the ball up. Has a second go out. Jackson Island goes in there. Tunnel ball happens through there. Out it comes to Edwards. Few work by Wheeler. Back it comes to Mitchell Knight. Kicks into a dangerous area again. Courtney Knight's up there. Can't take the mark under pressure from Bond. Lewis gets a hurry kick into a dangerous area. White should take the mark though. Good work by Josh Avis. Play on's a call. McMahon gets it. Deitch gets it and tackled by Keith. Back to McMahon. Back to Mitch Knight. Smothered kick. Falls in the direction of Lonnon. He punches the ball forward to Stewart. Back it comes now to Gibson on the left boot. Off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Good pressure from both sides. City applying pressure coming forward. They're looking for those extra couple of goals to put this game, make the game difficult for Killarney Vale. Killarney Vale are hanging on with all their might, knowing that they're going to be coming home with the wind. Brendan Lewis tries to get it, but they say, no, Corbin Bond, you can have this kick. 16 minutes gone. Third quarter. There's Bond, a floating kick in. That's how tough the wind is. There goes there to Clark up against Lonnon. And the Mark man in front. Jeez, he's done pretty well there, Michael Clark, because I reckon that Mark Lonnon had a fair share of that footy. And it goes out there now to Island. Jackson Island gets it away. He goes. The talented midfielder, certainly been one of their best. He gets a shepherd from White, but he takes a kick in the direction of Amity. Manuel's down there also. Also back is Lang. Falls to the ground. Amity's going to pick it up. He's going to get onto his left boot. Goes in towards goal. Running back there. Enright. Singleton. Singleton, can he take the mark? Yes, he has. Holding. Free kick to Bryce Singleton in the goal square. And he should be able to go back from 5 metres out and put the Bombers back in front. Bryce Singleton started the game in defence, has moved up forward, and that was a good mark under pressure from Enright, running back with the ball. Good work by Amity. And Singleton needs to make sure to convert this. Singleton comes in, boot strikes the ball. He likes it. He's got the fist pump happening. And 17, 18 minutes gone in the third quarter, and the Bombers are back in front. Sports Coast Trophies and Embroidery are the leading suppliers of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They're also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. I'd like to thank all our sponsors for their support, in particular our production company here in Bar TV, the best in the business, bringing you these great pictures. And what a great site we've got here at Batto Bay. Great game, sun shining, wind blowing, but it's the Bombers at the moment. Got a 2-point lead. Up they go. Keith taps it down. Sinclair stays down this time. Good smother by Wilmot. Keith goes in hard. So does Jackson Island. Gets a funny looking handball out in the direction of Shell. Goes into Amity. pivotal in that last goal play by the Bombers. Comes down to the ground. Gibson puts his hand over the ball. Tackled by the Bombers. Wheeler bumps off one with a don't argue. Laying handball back to Stewart. Handball back to Keast. Keast fumbled. That's a funny looking handball also. Could have been for a throw. Amity's certainly been inspirational the last couple of minutes, but that handball doesn't find its mark. Wilmot went to put a bump on White, but he came off second best. But a kick there by Mitchell Knight out of bounds, just forward to centre for Newcastle City. Again, Dane Amity, a bit of brilliance there by the veteran. As I said, congratulations, broke the game's record, or equalled the game's record of Neil Kelleher today for the Bombers. It comes down there, Payne handball off quickly to Haswell. In it goes there, looking for Dawes, up against him as Collins over the back. Lonnon runs in. Clark gets it, however, under pressure, gets a kick out there. Lewis leads in the race for the ball in front of Avis. Lewis gets a handball inboard to Collins. The ball sits up, come back to Lewis again. Good work, takes a high tackle, and he gets a free kick. Well done, Brendan Lewis. Really, really good play by the skipper. Handball didn't find the mark, but that didn't shirk him. He went straight back in, got it again, and was rewarded with a free kick for a high tackle. He goes there now, crossing around, it comes to Edwards. Where's the next one? Coglin's running hard for him. Gets pressure on the kick there by Knight. Back it comes there now. Sinclair leads up. Punches there to Haswell. Have a good slick handball. Wheeler can't take it, however. He dives back on the ball. Gets a hurry tap out to Enright. He handballs it back there in the direction of Rawnsley. On the left boot he goes. Clark's back there. Also back there going back is Gillingham. Knight's there also. Courtney variety for the Blues. Bond gets it back there. Taken by Lonnon. He drops the ball. Good tackle there by Jackson Island. The defence is holding firm for the Bombers at the moment. Under pressure from Newcastle City, but it's the Bombers who lead by 2 points. It's Jackson Island. He gets a kick. I thought it might have been Bonds, but he gets a kick out there. Goes out in the direction of Sinclair. Going down there was Evans. Off the ball, and the boundary line is the winner in this battle of the Sinclair-Wheeler variety. We're going to have another boundary throw in. 20 minutes gone, so we're in the time on in the third quarter. Mitchell Knight goes in the ruck, a fierce thump into the supporter area for Newcastle City. Tense atmosphere around here at the moment because there's nothing in this game. You certainly cannot pick a winner. As Keast up against Sinclair. Stewart's over the ball. Back it comes then out of Haswell on the left boot in the direction of Knight. Bond comes over the back. Well done, Michael Clark. He went back with the fly to the ball. No concern for his own safety. Got the fist on the ball and knocked it out of bounds. Well done to the veteran defender who's certainly been a good player today for the Bombers. Right on the boundary behind post. Boundary umpire throws it indoors, taps it down there to Mitchell Knight. Gets it back there now to Enright. He'll want to get onto his left boot. Play on's a call. The ball is a deck. And he got him for a throw there. Joe O'Brien has had a very good game today. And the free kick's going to be awarded to Jackson Island. Island goes out there, and plenty of numbers there, but good work by Coughlin, good work by Wheeler. And they're able to take the ball out of bounds again. They'll take the stoppage at the moment. They're doing breaking pretty even despite Jacob Dawes dominating the hit out. Keast is in this battle up against Sinclair. Keast gets it down there to Mitch Knight. Mitch Knight on the right boot, goes in the direction. Knight at the back, he goes. Courtney Knight gets a hand to it. Clark's there also. Courtney Knight picks it up, snaps on the left boot. Has he got it? Left foot snap? No! The third behind for the quarter for the coach. 1-3, he's kicked 1-4 actually. 1-3 and one out of bounds to be honest. But a point to Newcastle City. Brings them within 1 point. Keeping in mind, however, Killarney Vale will be coming home with the breeze. As Lewis plays on, kicks it out there now. White's a target, Evans is a target, but a good spoiling there over the top by Luke Rawnsley. Sees the ball out of bounds. 22, almost 23 minutes gone. It's been tight. It's been tough. It's preliminary final. Black Diamond AFL variety. Winner through to Terrigal Avoca. Stewart goes up. Keast comes over the back. Deitch gets a toe poke coming in there from Evans. Rick White gets it. He goes off the ground also. 15 metres around. Faith chases up. Good work by Rick White. The Bombers will take that at this stage of the game. And we'll have a boundary throw in right on centre wing. As the siren sounds. As both sides will go into this camp. Confident of a win. But at the three-quarter time break, it's going to be Killarney Vale. 6-9-45, who are going to enter the final term in front as they lead City 6-8-44. Goal kickers for Killarney Vale. 2 goals to Daniel Lloyd. Singles to Josh Mifsud, Sean Sinclair, Bryce Singleton and Brad Edwards. And for Newcastle City, 2 goals to Pat Gillingham, singles to Josh Wheeler, Matt Bailey, Courtney Knight and Connor Haswell. We've got an exciting last quarter coming up. There's no doubt about that. But I'll be back in a couple of minutes to bring that final quarter to you.
The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. All proud major sponsors of the Black Diamond Football League. The Black Diamond Football League would like to thank the following major sponsors. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. That's 1300 Wilson. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. And finally, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast.
Welcome back to Batto Bay Sporting Complex. We're about to get the final quarter underway. Both coaches imploring their players for one last effort. 30 minutes between them and a grand final berth. Underway we go. Lockie Head throws the ball in the air. Keast up against Sinclair. Keast gets it down to Stewart. Dispossessed there. Deitch gets a high tackle Free kick's going to go the way of Brad Deach. Gets up there. David versus Goliath there, not Goliath. That's a giraffe. It's Goliath. But anyway, it's Brad Deach is going to get it. Right in the centre. They lead by a point, the Bombers. What have they got? Good hit there by Lloyd. Good lead. Good pass. Daniel Lloyd missed most of the third quarter with a bit of a groin injury. This will certainly test him, but I'll tell you what, a goal here. Certainly what the Bombers need. As Daniel Lloyd, a couple of attractive ladies come past. As Lloyd kicks it there, goes there into the square. Through from behind. She was only kidding there when I was talking about that. Just a couple of fancy dress there. Yeah, anyway, each their own. As we've got a point there to Killarney Vale. The kicking comes in there by Healy. Goes out wide. Keese is his target. Up against Sinclair. Comes down there. Taken by Lloyd. He's immediately taken. He tries to get the ball. Ball's a call. Comes back there now. They aren't happy with that. It's taken by Wells. He gets off the side of the Singleton. Takes the mark. And that has certainly drawn the eye. He goes and plays on quickly, looking in there for Evans. Up he goes. Spoils, however, as it falls down to Ireland. Snaps it. The Bombers have got another one. Or have they? It's all clear's been given. Jackson Island, arguably best on ground at the moment for the Bombers. And it gives them that 8-point advantage. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of service to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Well, Jackson Island has certainly been probably arguably the most influential player on the ground. He's up forward now. He's been playing in the midfield. But the crowd certainly come alive. Newcastle City weren't happy out on the far side. The Bombers have supported the found voice. Keese taps it to Wilmot. Backer comes there now to White. Handball's over the top. Mitch Knight gets a hurry kick in there. The Bombers have got advantage there through Deach. He gets it and puts on the afterburners. In attack they go. Edwards is the target down there. Also down there McMahon. And Ev comes back to Amity. Put on a free kick there, McMahon, for over the ball. He's now got it. And we're going to have a ball up right in forward 50 for Killarney Vale. Good work there by Brad Dietz. Newcastle City need to find a way to take advantage of this dominance they're getting in the ruck. Because there's another tap out by Keith, but only for Evans for the Bombers. He gets a kick forward. Players throwing themselves in willy-nilly. Goes in there now. Healy can't get a kick, so he goes to handball. Out it comes to Mitch Knight. He gets it cool under pressure. Handballs across. It comes to Wilmot. Goes a longer handball to Haswell. Short hand back. Well done there now. Goes to Michael Towan. On the right, but great pass in there. Gillingham can't take it, however. Under pressure from Besley. And Michael Besley in front of the commentary area takes the ball over the boundary line. It's a Wilson Security football. Sits there looking beautiful. Right in front of me here. Good goal. Another fantastic throw in. Boundary umpires have done a great job today. Back it comes to Rick White. He's tackled and throws the ball from Mitch Knight. Handball across to Haswell. Away they go again. Looking there, looking for Courtney Knight. Big, bold-chested Courtney Knight takes the mark. Good work by Connor Haswell. He's certainly been a good contributor for the Blues today, as has the person he got the handball from, Mitch Knight. And the coach, ever need a goal? The Blues, they need him now. He comes in, hits the ball. The wind's got hold of that. Didn't go the other way. Hasn't had his kicking boots on today. Courtney Knight, 1 goal, 4 for the coach and the league's leading goal kicker. 7 points of margin though. 4 minutes gone. Lewis plays on again. He goes long. It's going to go over the back. This back of the pack it does. There it is. Well read by Geordie Evans. He gets a kick ball. The ball's going to go a little bit further along. Wilmot leads in the race. He gets it there. Comes in there. They're calling for out in the full. Killarney Vale are claiming it. Me personally thought it come off the Killarney Vale leg. So anyway, we'll good decision by the boundary umpire. We'll have a boundary throw in. Between half forward and wing. Up they go. Good tap over the back by Stewart to Knight. He's been their go-to man at the centre clearances or any clearance around the ground. Baker picks it up. Tackled by Amity. Knight goes in hard again. Also going in hard there was Wells. He only knows one way. Does Alex Wells. Back in the centre. Just trying to force their way forward. Wilmot gets it back to Deach. He goes one way. Gets a handball over the top. Taken by Baker. Tackled by Amity. Stewart goes in there hard. He'll get up. He'll get it. No doubt about that. But he's tackled there by Evans. And Joey O'Brien says, my ball. Right at the half forward there. Killarney vale's into the ground. Currently lead by 7 points. Keys taps it only as far as Paddy Shell. Tackled immediately by Healy. Back it comes to Lloyd on the left boot. This looks really good. You bet it is. Daniel Lloyd. What a great left foot snap. And the Killarney Vale crowd have gone up as Daniel Lloyd kicks his third. In 2014, Prime 7 is more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches, Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. We spoke before the game about the influence on Daniel Lloyd and what contribution he made in his first game back for 2 months last week. I tell you what, there's no bigger contribution than that left foot snap he just did then. And it's a 13-point margin as the Bombers go forward again. But Healy's going to get back. He goes now to Josh Wheeler. He kicks it out there in the direction of Connor Haswell. Keister's in there well. Good pick up by Haswell. Only handballs back as far as Shell. Tackle there by Wheeler, but once again a high tackle. Unlucky for Josh Wheeler, but Paddy Shell went in harder, went in lower, and he's got to be rewarded. As the rain comes in now, comes in Shell, play on's a call, kicks in the direction of Singleton. He goes up high, puts one hand up at Stewart, comes down to Edwards. Singleton grabs it there, but he's ball behind his head, tackled by Bailey. Comes back to Edwards there on the right boot. A dangerous area again, coming in is Mifsud. Great courage, Riley Lang. Great work. Takes the mark and plays on quickly. Out it comes now to Michael Towan. And Towan on the back flank for Newcastle City. Plays on quickly to Knight. Mitchell. He's at still there, only gone 10 minutes. Play on's a call. He goes one way, goes back the other, dispossessed for the leg, and the free kick's going to go away tonight. Not 15, I think, was the call. Mitch Knight's complaining about why he didn't get paid the kick. Probably rightly so. Good kick out to Rawnsley. The skipper, they need his drive. They need his experience. And they need his class. The left booted goes into the 50-50 contest. Haswell spoiled by Coughlin. Keys kicks the ball, but it goes the wrong way. Picked up there now by Bailey. Shrugs off the tackle of Evans. Runs past Dietz. And then gets a kick in the direction of Lonnan. But Michael Clark, once again, takes an intercept mark. As the bomber chant goes up, Clark kicks it along. Keith runs out there, gets one hand to it. Island's there also. Handball back, it comes from Keith. Back to Knight, back to Rawnsley. Handballs it off there now to Riley Lang. He goes sideways to across it comes out there, Healy. Healy on the right boot, kicks in the direction. Dawes is down there. Collins is down there. 1, 2, no grab to Dawes. Rick White gets it. Handball across to Clark. Clark goes out wide there, and the Bombers are out again as Pat Shell's going to take a mark. Right in front of the Bombers faithful. Huddled all together. The rain squall comes across. It doesn't worry them, though, as their side currently lead by 13 points, 8 minutes into the final quarter. Can they get through to their second grand final decider in the Black Diamond history? Or will Newcastle City continue their dance and participation in grand final day? There's a throw-in on centre wing. Up it comes there now. Keast. Sinclair over the top, only as far as Wilmot, tackled by Evans. Evans has certainly laid plenty of them today. He's harassed the Blues, and it's going to be a ball up there, right at centre half forward. Both sides, pressure and commitment has certainly been unfaltered. The pressure's been on, no quarter given, no quarter asked. There's a kick there, comes in there and Singleton takes the mark. Once again, Jordan Evans, who's been fantastic. He's really coming and harassed the Newcastle City midfielders. And it's going to be Bryce Singleton now. He can go back. The Team of the Year member announced during the week as a forward pocket player because he can kick these type of goals. Can he do it under these pressure situations? He's kicked one today. It'll take his best, however. He comes in. Left boot strikes the ball. Looks good off the boot. He likes it. They like it. Are the Bombers home? The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and mobile. Well, that was a great goal by Singleton then. But back in the middle, It's out now to a 19-point advantage. Newcastle City need to hit back and need to hit back hard as Bailey's going to run through halfback. Gets a kick out there. Haswell and Coughlin chase the ball. The ball's going to stay in. Haswell holds off Coughlin. Coughlin pushes him off the ball. Well picked up by Haswell. Handball the back. It comes to Bailey. Bailey tries to shrug off the tackle of Edwards. It's enough to put the handball off, but Bailey goes hard again. Sinclair gets a half a handball. Coughlin gets a bit of a rugby kick, but does this open the door for Stewart? Handballs it off to Baker, who gets onto his left boot. A spearing kick in there. Gillingham up against Besley. Got to be a free kick to Gillingham. Manhandled there by Besley. Besley puts his hands out and said, "What do you mean?" But it was certainly holding the man. Pat Gillingham, 2 goals today for City. He'll go in the direction of their coach. Corbin Bond there again hard. Knight goes in hard. Play on's a call. Picked up by Lewis. Mifsud's handball smothered by Baker. Back it comes again as Lewis picks it up again. And the skipper is once again. He's led by the front for the Bombers. He's certainly been a great player across halfback. He sets up a lot of their attacking moves. But more importantly for City, it's down their attacking end. Can they get a goal now to breathe life in their premiership charges? Avis gets a kick in. Not 15's a call, but Lewis takes the mark. Plays on, gets it out there to Lonnan, and Mark Lonnan takes the mark in front of Brad Deitch. He plays on quickly across, switches across the centre. Bailey gets it, running for him is Healy, but he ignores him. Kicks it out there to Gillingham. He marks but too far out to score. They got plenty of runners. A spearing kick looking for Haswell! Connor Haswell takes the mark. 25 metres out from goal, the exact same position that Courtney Knight had a shot from a minute ago. And the 17-year-old has a chance to go back and slot through his second goal for the game, but more importantly, to keep the Blues alive. Haswell comes in, strikes the ball, a hurry kick. It's not going to come back, however. And another miss behind. Missed opportunities for the Blues at the moment. 18 points is the margin. 9-10-64, 6-10-46. We've played 12 minutes in the final quarter. He's certainly been a good player today from Connor Haswell, playing beyond his years in his first season. Good work there by Knight that time. He forces Lewis in a hurry kick and forces it to kick it straight to Keats as the rain comes down a little bit heavier now. He kicks it out there now to Wilmot. The ground's going to hold up fine though. Wilmot too far out to score, kicking into the breeze. Killarney Vale have the advantage of the wind and the rain as Wilmot on the right boot floats it into a dangerous area. It's going to go over the back and chipping in there. It's Josh Mifsud, and Mifsud goes out wide, kicking in the direction there of Wells. Also Singleton, but Baker picks it up, goes a left foot snap, but they're doing everything right, the 1%ers, and Max Mumford spoils that ball out of bounds. Still plenty of time for the Blues. There's no doubt about 3 goals. We've only played 12, 13 minutes, so they've still got plenty of time, but they're going to need goals and need them fairly soon. As Keys taps it over the back there now. Banbrook picks it up for the Bombers. Handballs it through the back there of Wells. Rick White picks it up on the left boot. Goes long. Rawnsley there against Edwards. Second grab, third grab. Play on's a call. As Wheeler handballs it back. It comes there now to Towan. He goes into a dangerous area. Avis goes up. Gillingham goes up. Lewis stays down. He gets the ball. White gets it on the boot. Goes long. Rawnsley goes back. Up there. Good work. Great work, Luke Rawnsley. Oh, what a fantastic player for the Blues, the skipper is. He goes quickly there to Towan. Back to, says the umpire, Dane Amity. No movement for Towan. He looks out there now for Riley Lang. Up goes Jackson Island. He gets a fingertip to it. Enough to dispossess Lang, but Lang follows up with a handball. Coming in is Wilmot. Clean hands by the champ. A throw there, but he got it for a throw. I thought from over there he got away with it. They've certainly done a good job on Andrew Wilmot today. Every time he's gone near the ball, they've had 1, maybe 2 defenders on him. Kick there by Lewis, out the front of Geordie Evans. Certainly been one of the best for the Bombers. A right kick in there looking for Singleton. Great pass, Evans. Great lead, Singleton. And he takes a mark. Too far out to score the last goal kicker. In fact, they've kicked the last 4, have Killarney Vale. You reckon 1 and nearly get him home. He goes to a dangerous area. At the back goes Baker. There is Sinclair also. Comes down to Lloyd. He can't pick it up. Wells goes off the ground to try and get it to his advantage, but only going to favour Baker. But then Wells puts a tackle on Baker. Comes out, spills out there to Wilmot. He's certainly trying to guide his side. Handball goes to nobody until Payne goes, picks it up. His handball goes back to Sinclair. Dispossessed by Wilmot. As then they go again is Baker. Plenty of bodies, plenty of tight bodies. Lloyd a hurry kick in. At the back goes Edwards. Comes down there now. Picked up and tackled by Amity. Handball's on the ground now, picked up by Edwards. He'll have a shot at goal. Has he got it? He's got it all right. I think we can call it now. I reckon Killarney Vale are home. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. Star 104.5, loving music, loving life. And I tell you what, at the moment, loving life of the Killarney Vale supporters at the moment, as are they going to see their faithful 15 minutes gone, that 24 points are good. This will take the best Newcastle City can offer. And I think other than Newcastle City, I'm not sure anyone else can do it. But it doesn't matter as Killarney Vale go forward again. A great mark there by Bailey. He's been excellent in defence for the Blue Baggers today. It's Singleton, gets up a bit probably to Singleton, but Bailey goes out wide, comes to Rawnsley, marks in front of Wells. The skipper knows the importance to get it going. There's 50 metres over the mark goes Wells, 50 metres. Is that going to be the change that they need, Newcastle City, the change of luck? And it's a good 50-metre penalty as well. Like we're buying some real estate off Lockie Head at the moment. As Rawnsley goes in with the wind, I think he's probably too far out to score. They got numbers back. A lead comes in there by Knight. Knight's going to be the lead. Bond up there with him. Play on's a call. Taken there by Bond. He's done a good job on the free kick there. Unlucky there. Bond's done a good job on Knight, but in saying that, Knight still had opportunity, just hasn't converted today. A kick from White misses Dietz. Bailey's back there again, but Lloyd's coming in for the Bombers. He attacks the ball. He got him going with a great left foot snap earlier. They're really fighting hard. Hold tackle there on Bailey. It's Brad Dietz. The free kick. 4 goals this quarter. Ireland, Lloyd, Singleton and Edwards has got the Killarney Vale Bombers dreaming of a grand final berth. As Healy gets it, wide overruns it. He's chased there by Mumford, but a good hit by Healy, but well done by Clark to intercept again. But it falls over the back tonight. Left foot goes into Payne, puts the one hand out. He's 50 out. I think he's too far out to score. As the rain still comes in here, it doesn't affect Bar TV or your pictures, that's for sure. As Edwards comes back, drops a Marcus Mifford back there also. Sinclair's back there. He goes in there. That goes in there looking for Baker. He can't take the mark, under pressure from Evans. Everyone's under pressure from Evans. And the boundary line is certainly at the moment the favour of the Killarney Vale Bombers, who after 17 minutes lead 10-10-70, 6-10-46 Newcastle City. Are we going to have an all Central Coast Grand Final for the first time? As it goes to Bailey, he overruns it back to Towan. Back it comes to Brad Deach, and away they go again. 1-on-1. Lloyd against Lang. Lang keeps his ground. Lloyd goes to ground, but they're back a 1-on-1 contest. Riley Lang's strong in that. Back it comes to Wheeler up against Singleton. High tackle again against Josh Wheeler, and it's going to go the way of Bryce Singleton. Certainly coming the Bronx. Here's the 50-metre free kicks given against Josh Wheeler. Not happy with that decision. And it's going to be Bryce Singleton. He's going to go back, looking for goal number 3, right on the goal line. It's a soda, and I think this will certainly wrap it up, if it isn't already. Comes in on the line. He kicks it. It's through the middle. It's over the fence. And it's goal time for Killarney Vale. And they celebrate. 3rd goal to Bryce Singleton. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limit known. And beyond the limit known all right at the moment for Killarney Vale. Keith gets it up, tapping down, looking for Avis, but they've really done well to nullify those clearances in there and nullify the dominance of the Newcastle City ruckman. Stewart can't pick it up, but they go backwards, they go to Rawnsley. The quarterback for the side goes out there again, looking there for Deach. He can't take the mark. Comes back there now, picked up there nicely by Mitchell. Back it comes there now to Coughlin, back to Rick White. Left boot long, 2 against 1. Deach, Wilmot, Rawnsley. Free kick shepherding there again, so it goes to Brad Deach. And he's going to take the mark there against Wilmot. They've got numbers across the far side of the ground. That's where he goes. Ireland should take the mark. Probably should have been the same thing there. Good calling by the umpires. Really well worked there. They called an interference this side. They called blocking off the ball the other side. Well done. They got the decision right. And the free kick's going to go to Stewart. They can't muck around at the moment, the Blues, as we're about to enter time on. And Bailey runs through the centre. The ball doesn't sit up. It doesn't matter. He's going to take him on. And Bailey does. He goes to 4, 1-on-1. Bond against Knight. And Knight takes the mark. Good work, Matt Bailey. You've been a standout today. And Courtney Knight's going to go back. Looking for his second. And he needs it. Comes in. Take a good kick from there. It swings across. It's the second time today. Out of bounds on the full. Hasn't been his day with a boot, the coach. But he's certainly been. He's a sterling support, a sterling player. There's no doubt about that. Time on has ticked over. Killarney vale leading by 5 goals. It's taken 5 goals to 0 last quarter to really turn the game, with just 1 point separating the sides at 3-quarter time. As we're in the centre of the ground, the umpire calls for a ball up. Each side have certainly put in, there's no doubt about that. As Keast taps it down again, Coglan can't take the ball. It goes in there now. As Keast on the ground does his own roving. Comes out the back there now is Mumford. White gets the kick a bit smothered off the boot there. Keast goes in again. She'll get a free kick. Play on's a call, however. Mitch Knight picks it up. Goes back there now to Avis. On the right boot, snaps it. Just snaps it on the wrong side. They just haven't been able to convert this quarter. Newcastle City haven't been able to capitalise. They haven't kicked the goal. And haven't been able to put that scoreboard pressure back on Killarney vale, who've certainly made the most of their opportunities. Who can forget the 2 snap goals by Jackson Island at the first minute and the second minute? Daniel Lloyd's left foot snap in the 6th. Certainly put him on the way, and a good long kick there by Bryce Singleton also. And speaking of Singleton, 3 goals today, has taken a mark at half back. Right in front of the Killarney vale cheer squad. They're up, they're about. Left foot kick by Singleton. Looking in there for Edwards. He worked his way to the front and takes a strong mark. Centre wing goes forward. He goes. Keast is back there looking for Ireland. Great work, Cameron Keast. You've got to admire the big man. He covers the ground superbly. He's worked tirelessly all day. First half forward and then in the ruck. And even then, with the game almost gone, he's back at half back to spoil. Well done, Cameron Keast. As we go in the ruck, Sinclair takes front position, comes down there to Ireland. He's been a star. Right boot in there. Manuel back there. Can he take the mark? But Stewart's back there and forces through from behind. 11-11, 77. 6-11, 47. 47 for Newcastle City, 30 points the margin. As we do a short kick there from Stewart, and it's taken there by Bailey. He plays on quickly as they need to do to Rawsley. He gets it and he goes through centre half back, hurriedly on the left with the direction of Gillingham. Dawes is up there and Dawes takes the mark in front of Peter Collins. Jacob Dawes on the centre wing. He's got to get round behind his mark. No play-on's a call. Down it goes in the direction. Bond goes high. Corbin Bond. Great mark. Certainly played a sterling game today. Matched up against Courtney Knight. The scoreboard will show that he has the advantage with Knight only kicking 1 goal. But Knight certainly hasn't been disgraced also. As Rawnsey goes across the ground, it's not going to find Matty Enright. It comes out the back to Brendan Lewis now. He's going to handball it over the top there to Edwards. He comes in and gets Wilmot off, but Haswell gets it. He goes back there down to Stewart. Looks inboard there for Bailey. He takes a mark. No, he doesn't. Under pressure there from Sinclair. On the left boot he goes. Up high. Singleton's underneath it on his own. He'll take the mark. And Bryce Singleton has his chance to go back and kick his 4th for the game and 3rd for this quarter. Really good work there. Sean Sinclair cannot speak highly enough of his game also. Against the twin ruck duo of Dawes and Keast. Might have lost out in the ruck taps, but he's certainly done his share around the ground. Kicked a fantastic goal in the second quarter. But it's all with Singleton now. As he goes back, he's in the centre square now. He's going to kick probably from 45 metres out. He'll take as much time as he wants, leading by 30. They're home, the Bombers. They'll play Terrigal Avoca next week. As Singleton comes in, left foot, strikes the ball, an awkward looking drop. Is the wing going to bring it back? No, it's not. One behind to Killarney vale. Only academic, however, is Killarney vale. 31 points. They're in the grand final. Number 1 sports ground, 2:30 next Saturday. They will take on fierce rivals Terrigal Avoca. As it falls in there now to Mifsud. Handball it back to Clark. Handball it on. It goes there to Ireland. He brushes the tackle of Knight. Can't brush the tackle of Wilmot. Picked up by Joe Reedy. Reedy there goes one way. Wants to get around White. White says, not on my watch. Goes back there to Deitch. Once again, draws the high tackle. And Brad Deitch is going to get the ball. He holds it up there now. Ireland called for it. He's covered now by White. Clock ticking up towards 25 minutes. Play on's a call. He'll handball it back. It comes to Paddy Shell. Shell on the right boot. Chips in there. Scotty Manuel. Can he take the mark? No, he can't. Over the top goes Lang. Falls back in the direction now of Town. He's under pressure from Amity. Will break the game's record next week. He kicks it behind there. And what better time is there to do it than in the club's second Black Diamond AFL Grand Final? Dane Amity, one of the fantastic club contributors for Killarney Vale. As Rawnsley chips it in there now. Goes short. He misses the target there in Town. Alex Wells can't pick it up. Edwards wants to tap it with one hand. Wells goes in there, dives over the ball. He lies on top of it. He's going to be penalised for holding the ball. Good call there. He just dived on top of it. And that free kick's going to go the way of Riley Lang, who's been a good contributor today for Newcastle City. But they just haven't had enough winners today, or especially in the last quarter. And that's probably going to, in the end, count against them come the end of the day. 50 metres there, over the mark's call. He called him back, Alex Wells. It's going to be 50 to go to Riley Lang. Certainly been one of the powerhouses, have Newcastle City. Have won 5 of the last 6 premierships. Have been played in the last 8 grand finals. 7 of the last 8 grand finals. But they're not going to be in the 2014 grand final. It'll be Terrigal Avoca and Killarney Vale. As Avis on half forward. Where's he go? He goes long in the direction there of coming back is McMahon. Spoiled there by Clark. Back to Baker. Trying to get down there. They've got the back. They've got everyone down there. Handballed out by Ireland. Back it comes there now to Evans. Evans gets it and runs through half-back. Handballs across to Mifsud. And the way they go, the Bombers' defence has stood tall. Mifsud kicks it as far as he can. It's going to come back in the hands of Rawnsley. He's going to get it to go back there. Left foot kick into Payne. Over his head it goes. Falling in there now is Mumford. He can't take the ball. And it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So the lineup for next week, second division at 9:30. We'll see Terrigal Avoca taking on Newcastle City. First division at 12 o'clock. We'll see Wyong Lakes taking on Newcastle City. And the main game at 2:30, it'll be Terrigal Avoca taking on Killarney Vale. As it comes back there now, Town bumped off the ball there by Sinclair. Out it comes the direction of Singleton. He's kick 3. Goes back there now by Deets. Back to Scotty Manuel. And he takes the mark. He's worked off Riley Lang. And Scotty Manuel's going to go back. It's been a pretty lean day for Scotty Manuel. Missed last week with an ankle injury. He suffered against Terrigal Avoca in the last round. But it'd be nice for him to finish off with a nice goal here. And he comes in. He'll take a good kick, however. And a good kick it does. It looks good off the boot. It's holding up. It's there. Scotty Manuel is on the scoreboard. Sports Coast Trophies and Embroidery are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They are also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. Well, Scotty Manuel is just a bit of a swingman for Killarney Vale. He started down back and then was moved up forward in the last quarter. And he's certainly, good to see him get on the board. As I said, it's been a pretty lean day for him, but it won't matter because this game is all about team success, not individual success. And he'll be part of a side that will play in a grand final next week. As Mifsud gets it back now to look as Clark is tackled there by Gillingham. As Besley and Payne reacquaint with themselves there. As Avers, a hurry kick on there. One-on-one. Bond against Knight. Good work by Knight, but Bond has been good. And there it is. The final siren has sounded at Batto Bay Sporting Complex. And it's a Killarney Vale. They're cheering at the moment as they're through to the grand final. 12-13-85. Newcastle City, 6-11-47, 6 goals to nothing in the last quarter. Kicking with the breeze has got the Bombers home. The goal kickers for Killarney Vale. 3 goals to Daniel Lloyd, 3 to Bryce Singleton, 2 to Brad Edwards, singles to Josh Mifsud, Jackson Ireland, Sean Sinclair and Scotty Manuel. While for Newcastle City, 2 goals to Pat Gillingham and singles to Josh Wheeler, Matt Bailey, Courtney Knight and Connor Haswell. So it's the triumphant Killarney Vale side. Their supporters are happy. The team are happy. They're through to grand final number 2. And it'll be the Terrigal Avoca arch rivals who they will take on. And it looks like it will be a classic. Just quickly run through some of the better players for Killarney Vale. I don't think there was any better for them than Jackson Ireland. Jordan Evans and Brendan Lewis can certainly challenge him for that. They were fantastic. I thought Rick White was pretty good. Josh Mifsud also. Michael Clark, the veteran centre back, the number of times that he cut off Newcastle City forward thrust. Sean Sinclair does a manful job, undersized in the ruck. Bryce Singleton kicked 3 goals. And Corbin Bond, well, you can't knock his effort on Courtney Knight. For Newcastle City, Matt Bailey was a standout without a doubt. Connor Haswell was also very good. Mitch Knight played a fantastic game also through the middle of the ground. Luke Rawnsley across half back, along with his partner in crime there, Ian Baker. Riley Lang was also solid down back. And Pat Gillingham and Cameron Keast up forwards provided plenty. But in the end, I don't think you can take anything away from the Killarney Vale Bombers. After a tight 3 quarters, they had the advantage of the win in the last quarter, and they certainly ran over the top of Newcastle City, and that's for the 2nd week in a row. So congratulations to Killarney Vale. Well done to John Pidgeon and his crew, and they now have 7 days to get ready to take on the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. The minor premiers only lost 1 game for the year, but I don't think that will daunt the Bombers outfit. So here we are. So once again, running through the schedule for next week. Grand final day, number 1 sports ground next Saturday at 9:45. The 2nd division decider, Newcastle City, will take on Terrigal Avoca. At 12 o'clock in First Division, Wyong Lakes will take on Newcastle City. And in the Black Diamond Cup, the main event of the season, we'll see Terrigal Avoca taking on Killarney Vale. So to all our sponsors, once again, just quickly running through them for you, Wilson Security, Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, and Sports Coast Trophy. And a big shout out, of course, to Bar TV, who are the best in the business and brought you these great pictures here today. They'll be back next week. We thank them all for their support. And for those who are tuning in, get to number 1 sports ground next week. We've got a great game. And for those who can't, let's make sure that we're there to watch on Bar TV. So for all the viewers, thank you very much and goodbye from Batto Bay.